Amen. Say man. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to the Rich Souls Podcast. I am your host, Bayav. We have another great episode for you tonight. Um, I got Rounds in the building with me. I got Alicia. I got Brett Holland in the building. And we got a new face. My good brother, K Reese, the prophet. How y'all doing, man?
All is well. How you doing?
Just chilling, man. Just chilling.
How y'all feeling tonight?
Feeling good.
Good.
How y'all feeling?
Doing good, man.
You blessed to be stressed, too anointed to be depressed. You did.
Hello.
What you say?
He said too stressed to be blessed.
You say the whole thing. It's like a tribe called Quest.
Now, last show, Alicia said that to me, but that's like an Alabama slang. I started to say the whole damn thing over what I just said loud as fuck. I thought she just didn't hear me. He was like, no. She didn't mean it like that. Like, she was agreeing with you. I was like, oh shit, my bad.
Whole different lingo.
Hey, I got a question. I see present down there. What that do? Did I take over I can present something on it?
Yeah, you could share your screen, but it's got to be in Chrome.
Oh, I was just wondering.
Yeah, man. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to do. That's kind of glitching right now. So I'm gonna leave that alone tonight. We don't have no videos to.
Is it links?
Nah, bro. It's just something off the that's downloaded already.
I was gonna say send it to me, and then I just share it from my end.
Okay. Well, it was the intro video, so we good. It's already downloaded.
All right.
Yeah, man. So we gonna jump into these hot topics, man. So tonight we're gonna start off with black sheep, and we're gonna speak on that. I guess we'll go around the panel and let everybody, give us some stories. And if if it doesn't pertain to you, then I guess you can pass it on. But so I guess we'll start with Alicia. I think she been waiting on this moment. So, Alicia, so what does being the black sheep mean to you personally? Like, how do you view it?
Well, in a way, I used to be so hurt by being that because I'm like, why is my family members or people close to me, why they count me out? Like, you be overlooked. That's the one who don't get the love. That's the one who been through a lot of trials and tribulations, like countless and countless of times. Like, and I honestly feel empowered that I'm the black sheep. The reason why I feel that way is because I feel like we always come out on top, no matter what. Like being the black sheep at the end, God bless you the most. Like them be the ones with the greatest testimonies. Them be the ones who help the next person, you know, overcome what they going through. Like what you went through, the next person could be going through that, and you can use that gift to help a lot of people. And that's what I do. A lot of people can relate. I click with people just for that reason because we have that very thing in common. Being the black sheep, being overlooked, but we are the ones that be like the dime in the dozen. We the ones that really be the sweetest ones that's down to earth, the gifted ones, the ones that's, us in our own way authentic. But yeah.
Big old facts. Anybody else want to chime in on that?
I got it.
I agree.
Go ahead. You about to speak?
No, I agree.
Oh, okay.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I-
I agree too. That's what
I think
my
it's-
whole crow thing is about. Just being the black sheep. All right, everybody that using Ramble Me has always been like the outcast of wherever the hell they came from, you know what I'm saying? And we like she said, always link up with people that's like minded in that same situation. And just like the crow is like the most intelligent bird, but people don't look at it that way. They always shun them out because they black and they're not appeasing and stuff like that. So definitely I was the black sheep of my family, kicked out of high school at 16, and I had to go to a military school, and people just thought I just wasn't gonna make it, man. That I ended up surpassing everybody, saying my whole family, So yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. And I'm one of them niggas like nothing come easy for me. I gotta work extra hard to get anything I needed in my life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely agree with that though. Just like she said, we like a diamond in the rough all the time. We the most intelligent, the most talented, the most free-minded people. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with her on that one.
Me personally, I feel like there's a few sides to the whole black sheep thing. Not all of them are negative, some of them are positive, right? So think about like what is a black sheep? It's the person or people that you don't want to associate with. So think about the white family that's got some racist bigots in their family, and they don't agree with that. They can keep that over there. And to Alicia's point, right? So yeah, some people go through certain trials and tribulations, but you got to think of those trials and tribulations, how they affecting the people that may not want to associate with you while you're going through that. It's not that they don't want that they don't want to be around you, but if during that time that you're going through those things, that's what they know you for, it's gonna feel a little bit more distant, right? So like we only tend to see things from our personal perspectives, but then like if you just sit back and be like, you know what, when I was going through that, it was really bad, right? And like I can understand like how whatever it is that I'm going through could affect their situation, because everybody's situation is different, right? So that's two different perspectives. And then the other one is like isolation, right? So like if you isolate, sometimes it's self-inflicted being the black sheep. Or they don't come around, they don't hang out, and then when you are around, now it feels awkward because everybody else that does hang around each other, they all social, super social and all that, and you feel like you just there standing off on your own. So like being the black sheep is not always a bad thing, is the point that I'm trying to make here. Being a black sheep, you could be like, these motherfuckers refuse to go to school. I'm going out to get my college degree. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. So I can't associate with them. So they the black sheep, right? If they not on the same page of positivity, right? Any of those things.
And you right, 'cause that's what happened to me. Like I take full blame for me being the black sheep. I was in the streets, so everybody was like, "Oh, that nigga out there in the streets doing whatever. He ain't even trying to make it." You know what I'm saying? But when I did, just like you said, it's two sides to it. When I did turn my life around, they still was like, oh, nigga, don't trust that nigga. So he gonna fuck it all up. You know what I'm saying? That's the hard part. Like, no, I'm trying. I'm trying now, but they still like not believing it. You just got to keep going. Yeah. And that's why I work with foster kids now. I work with foster kids. I mentor foster kids now because they feel like a lot of things is their fault. And then some of them foster kids, it is their damn fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I got to mentor them and give them that motivation. Like, it don't matter what happened in the past. This is your time to change your stuff.
Yeah, I just think it's important. It's important, like Brett just said, you gotta acknowledge your role in it, right? And then if you feel like that too, ain't nothing wrong with asking them, like, yo, why are we so distant? Why we can't be closer? And look, I want to do what I can to repair this relationship. I might have went through some things, but don't let that define me. Know me from where I'm at now. And yeah, like they're gonna have maybe some trust issues with that, or some perception issues with that, because you're a troublemaker, or you felt you always messing up a bag. Any of those things. It could be anything, right? But like we got to take personal accountability in that. So the black sheep thing, it exists, but only to a certain extent that we want it to. Is what I'm getting at.
Okay, Reese, you want to chime in?
It go back to sometimes being unequally yoked. See, when we are all called, God is all calling us for something, right? Right. So a lot of times, the people that don't connect with us on the level that we will want them to connect with us, it's not because they just don't like you. Sometimes it's because y'all just not equally yoked. And we are all at a different place in our lives. So what God will do is like bro said with isolation, he'll put you in a place of isolation for you to tap into self. You know, being a black sheep for me, I can't really blame nobody. I can't blame my mom. I can't blame my pops. It was at one point I told myself, like, nah, I'm gonna do what I wanted. So I jumped out there, and me jumping out there in the streets that's when I seen, like, all right, this ain't what it is. This is not what it is. But I agree with bro. It's not always a bad thing because it'll show you what you can do by yourself.
I also think you're a product of your environment too. At the same time, in my case, I moved around. I never was in one school for 2 consecutive years. My whole life. So every year I was a new nigga somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got to high school, I think after I left up there in DC area, after I left there, I came back to Georgia. I was just like, I'm tired of this shit. You know, I was like you at this point. Like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I just was never in school that much to even, and I still was end up being intelligent, but that school setting, I just ain't want to do it. So I started skipping school and getting to the streets and stuff like that. I just never got used to being in a school setting. You know what I'm saying? So that, it just depends. And some people they just want to do what they see on TV also. So it's kind of like, it's a lot of different factors, just like Mark was saying. It just all depends on what your story is.
Yeah. The one piece we did leave out of there too is sometimes they just jealous. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they just utterly jealous. Like you got, you know what I'm saying? Like, this one always able to do this, always able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then another perspective is like they ashamed. You know what I'm saying? Like they ashamed of they past and the things that they may have done to you. You know what I'm saying? Or any of those things. But like the black sheep thing, like we say it so loosely, like it just covers the whole thing. And I don't think that's the way to look at it. I just think each individual person, like Kay said down there, like we all go through stuff, and sometimes that isolation away from the group will show you some things about yourself and areas that you need to grow in. All right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna wake up one day after doing a whole bunch of shit, look yourself in the mirror, and not be happy with the person that you see, and decide to make changes in your life. That's just how it go.
And I did that in the Army. When I first got in the Army, I was still in them streets. You know what I'm saying? Fayetteville, running around. But I had to come to that point like, damn, do I want to make this a career or I want to go back home to Georgia? And I just had to make that decision. And that's when jealousy started kicking in. Because once I did start moving up that ladder, getting that rank, going to all these schools, they didn't even believe it. Like, he went to what? He did what? Like, now we get to that point. So, yeah, it all depends on your story.
It go back to, it's like a mirror effect, right? A mirror effect is what happens when you start stepping into the light and the people in your family are still in the dark. It's resistance, because what happens, the flesh does not want you to tap into the new creation that God has called you to be. And that's also with people that are in your life, because the more and more you get closer to your goals and your purpose, it's people around you, like bro said, they sitting there like, he went through all of this. How is he still making it happen? How does it makes them look at themselves like, well, maybe I'm not doing enough work. Maybe I'm not who I say I really am, because when you lie to yourself, you a lie to yourself, and then you a lie to the world. You can't be honest with anybody else if you can't be truthful with yourself. So of course, it would bring off jealousy. It would bring off this envy or comparison. Comparisons are the thief of joy.
Right on.
I see she calmed down. Alicia. So if all right. So if your family was watching
Hmm.
and they're listening to you speak on this topic,
Right.
like what would you want them to know?
If my family was watching, like about this
The
specific
black sheep.
topic,
Yeah, like being the black sheep. If they was watching this episode at this very moment, like what would be some things you would want to get off your chest about it? I know it's personal, but
I would just, oh, that's easy.
okay.
I just recently went through a situation like this where all odds were like against me, and it was just me by myself.
Mhm.
And a lot of the times it do be jealousy. A lot of the times it do be what you're doing. Like when I dropped my music video, and a lot of stuff, a lot of people's feelings and true intentions came out when I dropped that video because they be that spirit, that envious spirit, like it just have people show their true intentions. The way I cut off probably about 6, 7 family members is crazy in the past couple days. And I just really want to say, like, why be jealous of somebody when they probably going through the most and been through the most than any of y'all put together? You feel what I'm saying? And honestly, I feel like it ain't fair because I'm a very sweet person. I'm very down to earth. I'm very cool. You know, I wouldn't really hurt a fly, but I can go there, but I choose not to. You feel me? So all I wanted to do was win. I wanted everybody else around me to win, but that wasn't reciprocated. So in reality, all I gotta say is they gonna regret it because, like I say, I'm gonna come out on top. That ain't a question. It's not a opinion. That's a fact. Like, and I ain't got nothing really too much else to say other than that.
Straight up. And then the next thing, I guess we can move along with it, because it does ties in, generational curses.
Oh,
So who wanna lead us off with that?
I just want somebody define what a generational curse is.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Okay, I'll put it like this: if a particular person in your family was a toxic individual, let's just say they was a addict, or they was unfaithful. I don't think it necessarily have to be anything physical, as in like a disease or anything, because that's dealing with genetics. I look at it more like the traits. So if daddy was a hoe, you seen daddy hoe around, then it passed down to you. If mama was a crackhead, you know what I'm saying? That's how I see generational curses. Alcoholics, it all runs in the same thing. So that's how I view generational curses. And I believe we all are I'm put like this, we all have some experience with that, because we, like you said Britt, earlier, we are products of our environment. So the things that we see, we kind of gravitate towards. So it's up to you to be a part of it, or it's up to you to not engage in it.
You know the downfall with all this, man. I think me and Mark age down to y'all. I just think we just more educated when it comes to this point, right? A lot of our parents, they just didn't have the resources to even learn anything, or how to save money, or they weren't even making money like that to even learn how to save money and stuff like that. Even when it comes to like being on drugs and stuff like that, at one point cocaine was the drug in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they was teenagers in the 80s. So it's kind of like, but as we got older, we start learning more things, more research is being done. I mean, as far as health, just keeping yourself healthy, different drugs, or how to save your money, or now we doing side hustles and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? I just think now it's up to us, since we got that resource, that we can break those curse. I don't blame my mama for anything, because she was a single parent raising 3 kids. I mean, how else? What's the best she can damn do raising kids in the 80s and the 90s? You get what I'm saying? So now we making more money and we know how to save more money. But that's what my mama taught me. Like, you don't have to, as long as you as a parent tell your kids, hey, this is where I fucked up at. And I tell my kids all the time, like, this is where I fucked up at. I fixed it. So now I'm gonna tell you, don't even go that route. Just stay right here and then move on from here. You know what I'm saying? So it's that generation curse is kind of it's a tricky thing when you talk about our parents. You know, it was just a different day and age. And plus the cost of living is crazy now.
I'm gonna piggyback real quick though. But what do you tell that young man that's listening right now that his father's not even there to give him that advice, or his mother's not there to give him that advice? Like, I hear what you say and I respect it, because that's your personal, that's what you went through and that's how you deal with it. But I mean, everybody's not as fortunate to have the resources.
Well, let me say this though. We didn't learn from our parents though. Still, like our parents were still like, hey, don't do this though.
Figure it out. Do the best you can.
Figure it out. Do the best you can. I don't know what even to tell you to get out of this situation, but please try your best to get out of here. And that's when we ran into the military. We was lost in the. Think about it. We 17, 18 years old, running into the military, nigga. Like, that's how it starts. All right, well, I'm gonna go in here, get a career. Maybe it can start there. You know what I'm saying? Breaking that generation curse, and then we can pass it down. But even though I had my mama telling me that she couldn't teach me nothing, that's what I'm saying. She ain't had the resources or the education to even teach me nothing to move forward, right? So now, when I was to go to your question, to answer your question, I would have to explain to that child, male or female, like, you got to find somebody to attach to. You're going to have to find that person. All right, it's a positive person. Yeah, a positive person. A positive person. Trust me, it's a lot of positive people out here that would love to mentor somebody and bring them up. You know what I'm saying? But if they don't speak up, the kids still got to speak up. Like, hey, can you help me? Can you mentor me? You know what I'm saying? They still got to ask the questions, or we will never know. And that's why with these foster kids, I have to sit down with them every week and be like, tell me what's wrong. Of course, they ain't gonna tell me what's wrong at first, but I have to make them comfortable to let them know, like, hey, I'm here for you. You got to tell me what you need so I can help you get to where you need to be.
All right. Anybody else want to chime in?
If to piggyback on what Abe is saying with generational curses, right? So I only can speak from personal experience, right? So there was a time where, so my father wasn't in the household. It was my mom raising all 3 of them. So me finding out things that my father did when I got older, I never met this man. I met him at 14. And after that, it's like, so my father did cocaine, right? Watch this though. I never met this man. I ended up doing cocaine. My father was in and out of jail. I was in and out of jail. It's certain things that when we speak on, we can speak on a worldly basis, but when we speaking on a spiritual basis, the things that our fathers, the things that our mothers did, spiritually will come visit you, because it's deeper than physical. So these generational curses, if you're not aware, and unfortunately, like bro said, our parents, how can a parent teach you something that they don't know? How can they even teach you about spiritual warfare if they don't know? So it's a 50-50, but generational curses are real. These things will try to attack you, especially if God is calling you to do something bigger than you. These things will try to attack you and pull you down the same cycle that they pulled your parents down.
At least you like you ready.
Yes, and I'm gonna go off what he said. I agree with him because that's how I look at things. The question was, what was my outlook on generational curses? All right, let's start off like this. I was adopted into a family that raised me. My mama and my daddy, they both. My mama could have no more children. The lady who raised me, she can't have no more children, so they had adopted me. My real mom is currently still in our hometown, Mobile, and she gave up all her children. She had like 9 of us, and I still haven't met my brothers and sisters till this day. Don't know who they is. Don't know where they at. Don't know if they living. Just don't know. So me, I became a mother at 16, and then had another one again, and then supposed to have 3, but that one, passed on. But yeah, so I'm like, my version of a generational curse is you doing something different than the previous generation before you. Like me doing what I'm doing right now, not giving up, whether fall this down or not, just being a mom, just continuing to do what I'm supposed to do. And that's breaking generational curses right there, because you doing something different than what your mom did. She wasn't, I don't know what was the situation. Maybe she couldn't do it, or maybe she wasn't financially stable. Maybe she felt like it would be safer for me to go stay with another family. But every mother figure I had, like, literally either passed away, got sick, because the lady who adopted me, she had open head brain surgery. So after that, she was mentally gone. So like every mother figure I had, literally it just was like a cycle. It kept going over and over and over and over. So with that came a lot of trauma. So trauma definitely be passed down from the previous generation. If it never was healed, never was taken care of, it's just gonna keep passing down. And I caught myself being angry, almost like, oh my God, I can't do this. The devil be trying to sneak ways into where you can't do what you need to do, but you just keep going and you just do what you gotta do.
Rounds.
All right. So before I start this, based off what you just said, Alicia, I just want you to know I have the utmost empathy for your situation, like how that happened, all of that, right? But like I look at this very differently. I am not an emotional thinker. I'm a very logical thinker. I isolate to do this type of thinking. And like I was taking notes as all of you were talking. And I want to start out by saying, to K Reese's point, so if you grow up in an environment where drugs are readily available, right? It's in close proximity to you, or things that your parents had to deal with are still there as you reach adulthood and you go through your teenage years. It's not a generational curse. It's only logical that the things that are in your environment are going to affect you in the same way because you're still in that environment, right? They're still going through whatever it was that they were dealing with at that time, and now you are subjected to that at that time. But the way that generational curses that don't exist, I don't even want to call it that, but like if you want to change circumstance, you need to change environment, right? And the only way to do that is like as you enter into your adulthood, you might make some mistakes along the way. Like we just talked about that, right? You might make a bunch of mistakes along the way, but eventually you got to get out of that environment where those things are available. There's pressure for you to be involved in those things, right? So you talked about hereditary. The only thing that's hereditary is illnesses. None of these life choices that people are making are generational curses, right? You know better, you do better, period. But if you're in an environment where doing better is just doing better than the person that's next to you because y'all all in a shitty environment, that's not actually doing better, right? So you actually have to change the environment that you live in. And that means getting a better job. That means maybe going off to school, maybe joining the army or the military, any of those things. But we got to stop saying generational curse like it's something that is passed down from a parent to a kid, because it's not. It's not unless the only way that it's passed down is the environment that you are in forces you to make choices that are not conducive to your well-being or to your life, right?
Real quick,
Go ahead.
just want to agree with you because me personally, me and Mark Brown like the same person. Whatever I seen, I just said I wasn't gonna do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I just got the fuck up out of there. But I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to call it excuses. All right, I'm not gonna call it excuses. Okay, but a lot of people use that for the reason why they doing so. It's like, you know how niggas use zodiac signs, like, I'm a Cancer, nigga. That's why I do this. I do not play that game at all, right? I just think that's just who you are at the end of the day. But like he said, if you still around that environment though, yeah, of course you're gonna fall into it. I just think, person like me, the environment I was in, we had crack houses and everything on the street. I would just look, hell no, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. You know, so it just all depends. I think it all depends on the
that's not incorrect, right? Because like if you're in an environment that doesn't require you to be headstrong, right? Like to basically be a free thinker, everybody is doing the same thing. You know, everybody wants to go here, wants to hang out here, want to start drinking early in your teenage years and partying and bullshit. I did that, you know what I'm saying? But at some point, like going back to that black sheep thing that we talked about, you're gonna wake up, you're gonna look yourself in the mirror, not be happy with the person that you are. And then when you have kids and you take them out of that environment, you're going to do everything in your power to make sure that they are not going through the same things or falling into them same traps that were available to you that you narrowly escaped, right? Like that's just how it works. Only like generational curses, when people talk about it, like especially financially, like Brett said earlier, like in the 80s and the 70s and shit, when our parents were, they weren't making no real money. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's a thing called redlining where like they couldn't buy a house in nice neighborhoods and shit like that. So their investments were trash, basically. No matter, and it was forced upon them. But that's also not a generational curse. That's prejudice in a system that just was designed to make us fail and to keep us impoverished. But to say that is being passed down to a kid is crazy, because it's not. As time passes, opportunities start to present themselves. You have to have the wherewithal to make the right choices. And yeah, your parents should be influencing that, but also you get up every day, you go to school, whether it's elementary school, middle school, high school. You can't tell me that everybody in your school, including the teachers, are all negative and thinking that you're going to be stuck in this trap forever. Like that's not,
that's what the rappers say.
right? Like, yeah.
Be nothing. Like all the teachers said that, nigga.
Yeah, like why would all of them say that? You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't got a track coach, a football coach, a athletic coach to be like, hey, this is what you need to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? So like it all comes down to choices, right? We got to start, because when you start saying things like generational curse, to me, that's already submission. It's like you giving up. Right? It's like you giving up. Like it's the ultimate excuse to just be like, I don't have to be nothing. And I'm comfortable with all of this shit that's going on around me, you know, and I just got to do a little bit better than the person next to me. You know, they made $400 this entire month. I made $500, so I'm good.
But my mom,
right?
Like, she was 14, right? She got up out of that hood though. She went into the Air Force for a little while, but my sister was seeing something, right? Now all my parents there, all my grandparents is there, but that didn't stop me from like keep moving, because none of my kids don't even know what generation curse is. You know what I'm saying? So they just see me going to college and see me doing a lot of stuff. But it's all about your mindset, man. Like you just gotta, just like right now, Lisa, you dropping bars now. That is the start. Right there, you using your brain already. You just gotta multitask with it. You know what I'm saying? You smart enough to write full songs, you know what I'm saying, and do production. You definitely already out of it already. You're already out of that curse. You see what I'm saying? You just gotta just embrace it and just keep going forward with it, because you're already showing everybody and your family that you smarter than the rest of them niggas off top. Like I said on the last show, there's only 1% of us that can do this shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, and you'd be amazed how many people cannot rap, cannot put together bars, or cannot get on this mic and speak. You know what I'm saying? So you got it already. Everybody got it already. You just got to embrace it. When I went into the Army, that's when I embraced the shit. I had a GED. Now I got a master's degree. I just embraced it right then and there. Like, all right, I got this GED. I'm in the Army. And just make something happen. Just kept going with it. And you're going to make a lot of mistakes, but I just still was just pushing forward. I just couldn't go backwards.
let me chime in a little bit. So, I know the viewers probably disagree, with the. I'm gonna just put it like this because I think everybody here has a different story, and I'm gonna put it like this. So I wear that black sheep thing like a medal of honor, like a badge. That's just my perspective. And I think somebody said it earlier. You can almost become a black sheep by being different. I think Round said that, which is totally true. But I do want to say generational curses are a real thing. It's just up to you to make the decision if you're gonna fall in that cycle or not. And I feel like that's basically what everybody can agree on, right?
Yep.
Right. But I just don't want to overlook it as if it's not a real thing because it is a real thing. But you just can't use that as a crutch or excuse. If I know my pops was this and that, I want to be better than him. And I was always told the goal in life as a man, this doesn't apply to you, Alicia, but the goal in life as a man is to be better than your dad. That was told to me. I don't know if anybody else heard that before. Um, but just make better choices. Those the things that people say that are generational curses, those should be the no-nos for you in your life. If you know what they are, okay, I don't want to smoke crack. I don't want to drink. I want to be a parent. I'm gonna do that what I gotta do for my children. Like, so that's how I view it. But I wouldn't dare say that it's not real. I just always say that it's up to you and how you
I'm just gonna play both sides. All right.
play devil's
Yeah.
advocate.
Yeah, it could be real, but also a lot of niggas use it as an excuse.
Right.
Just like the white, like when I was coming up, my uncles, the white man holding us down and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like you got to get past that. You can't keep using that unless you got a mental disability. I think you can pretty much do anything you put your mind to in this world. That's how I look at it. I did it. I had nothing. You know what I'm saying?
So I got a question for you, Ab. Give me one thing, because let's have dialogue on this. Since you believe that it's real, I do not believe that generational curses are a thing, right? So give me one thing that you think that is a generational curse.
Toxicness.
What is it?
Toxicness.
Toxic. Okay. So
in the black family.
Okay, so let's dissect that one specifically.
Parents.
So is a kid being toxic or growing into a toxic person, is that a generational curse, or is that exposure to trauma that he received from his parents that were being toxic in front of the kid?
Ask it again, bro.
Okay.
Trauma. That's trauma.
Okay, so that, to me,
now, if you don't mind, let me say so, because a generational curse is not a magical punishment. It's a cycle of pain, trauma, mindset, and habits passed down through generations. So, an example of a generational curse is broken families, broken family structures. Think about how, if we go back and think about the Willie Lynch letter, I don't know if you guys know about the Willie Lynch letter, a letter that was put together to break up Black families.
Yeah, bro, but it's 2025 now, bro. We gotta.
No, but that doesn't. I get the point that he's making, though.
I get what you're saying. We just.
Hold on, but let me jump back.
Let me chime in real quick too.
Go ahead.
Because I mean,
because that's what we do, man. We go 400 years in the past, bro.
But we
Like,
can't skip over that, bro.
Oh, but you can't
Go ahead.
skip over that.
We can't
acknowledge
use
it.
it. We can't use it as an
You
excuse.
could acknowledge it.
You cannot.
But
skip over
goddamn, man,
that,
that was the Willie Lynch era, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
Okay,
is
so
that's history.
so I would agree with the notion of generational curses as a legacy. Older than, I'd say 19. If you're talking about like before, I don't know, let's say 1995. I'll even give you to 2000, right? Any period before that, I would say, okay, yeah, some generational curses. But again, it goes back to systemic racism, right? Those people did not really have a choice. Things were not set up for them to succeed.
And I got
Today,
I'm not knocking that.
huh?
I'm not disagreeing with that.
No. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, okay.
I'm giving Av the grace on the notion of generational curses. I'm saying I will agree that it did at one point in time exist, but today I can't see that. I can't see that. We've got more African Americans that are college educated. We've got more Black women who are college educated that are in better positions employment wise, higher roles of responsibility, men that are way exceeding standards on all levels, more present fathers in homes today than any time in our history.
Right.
Than any time in our history, bro. Yes, the incarceration rates of Black men are still high. We still deal with that, right? We also deal with ancient baby mamas that will make it seem like you leave. Not, I'm just saying in general, right? Like, will make a man not want to be present for kids, because there's a myriad of reasons why men aren't in the household raising kids, right? So, but to say generational curse, you weren't, you know, my dad wasn't there, I don't have to be there for my kid. I don't think nobody
Crazy to
goes
me.
into parenthood thinking that ever. Like,
but
And I did the exact opposite.
See, we gotta think, bro. It never was solved, bro. We're saying, you said the Willie Lynch letter happened 400 years ago, right? But if we look
I didn't say
right
that.
now in 2025, how many broken homes and broken families are there right now?
But what that got to
Let's
you still trying to my
So,
home ain't broken.
to say,
My
to
brother's
say
home ain't broken.
generational curses,
They have home ain't broken.
to
So
say-
it's a choice at the end of the day, bro.
but
It's,
to say it's not real.
actually
I
is,
almost
but-
think
it's no way you're gonna say
It's-
that way back then is still the reason why it's broken homes
it's the
today.
bigger picture,
There's no
bro.
way. I can't agree with that one.
It's
That's
bigger than us, bro.
it's so far back there, bro. Like what you're saying. Like I said, I will give the grace and say I will agree with you all the way up until even, and this is stretching it for me, because like to the year 2000, I'll give you all of that.
2000.
I am though. I'm just gonna go to year 2000. I'm gonna capitulate that idea that the effects of slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, all of those things were still in effect so much that they affected people generationally till the year 2000. But today,
At 25 on that,
You
too,
have-
bro.
you have a choice. Hold on, you have a choice where to go buy a house, where to send your kids to school.
Look at the Constitution, bro. Look at the Constitution, bro. It's still in effect right now, bro.
Still in
It's,
effect. right
it's to say generational curses aren't real is almost saying that spiritual warfare isn't real. And if you're saying spiritual warfare,
Those are two different things.
Thanks, man.
Those are completely two different things. And we talked about this. You weren't here, K. Reese, but how you frame something, you can get anybody to agree with you, right? But like I can't hold on. I can't let that one slip through. There is nothing that is in the United States Constitution today that is stopping you from getting a job, from going out here, deciding where you want to live, there's nothing in the Constitution that says if you have kids, right, you have to send them to this school right here or move them over here where there's drugs and poverty. There's none of those things. What is required of you is only what's required in that job application or that position's scope of work that says these are the requirements that I need you to have in order to work here to make this amount of money. Now, are you saying that there's generational reasons why you can't come up with the resources to go to school? Sure. Okay. But also there are grants, there's all sorts of shit and ways to get around that. And most of these places will take you with Google certifications, which is free 99 and on the internet all day long. So the resources, all of those things that you would define as generationally not available are available today and have been since the age of the fucking internet for the most part, right? So it's like Brett said, it's about choices, what you choose to do, how you choose to do it, and where you choose to do it at. Like we got,
and I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. But I'm speaking on the other side. You have to think, bro. It's more like, what does the 13th Amendment say?
The 13th Amendment, the amendment that abolishes slavery. This is what we're talking about right now.
But if we look at the 13th Amendment, it says you are legally a slave if you're incarcerated.
If you're incarcerated, which is correct.
So what about them brothers that was incarcerated for false charges? What about, because we got to be honest now, don't get me wrong.
We're talking about a legal system. And what did that, hold on, okay, Reese, because I don't want us to go in a circle. Like I literally started this out and I said, yeah, there is a bunch of racism stuff, racist things, and systemic racism in institutions that punish people and people suffer because of that, right? So is it fair to say, you know, that those people made bad choices and ended up there? Some of them are completely innocent and in jail because the system's not perfect. I get that. But there are plenty of other stories of people getting out of jail, getting degrees while in jail now, right? They get out, they get all of those rights back, include if they're not a violent felon, they get their Second Amendment right back to carry a firearm. So I'm gonna say it again, bro. Like we are in a better position today in 2025 than we have ever been in the history of this country.
And what that got to do with you though, personally?
Yeah. So what generational curse, what would you define as a generational curse that is affecting you directly today? And then let's dissect that. We're not, because we can speak in generalities all day long and talk about, oh yeah, maybe it kind of exists over here.
I feel like you're saying that it's affecting you. That's why I feel like you strongly about it. You strongly opinionated about it. So I'm trying to figure out what the people falsely incarcerated got to do with you personally going forward and making it in life.
Because I'm a product of the prison system, bro. I've experienced being on the other side and seeing these, talking to these brothers. Right there, prison time, bro. I seen it, bro. I seen how
I didn't think you did prison time though. So that changes the whole narrative of a lot of things.
Now watch this. I've seen at 14. Yes, don't get me wrong. I made a decision at 14 that put me in a place that I didn't want to be, right? But it still didn't make it right for 4 white cops to beat me like I was a grown man and then throw me in the system. And now I'm traumatized. So by this time, you end up going down this systematic cycle. So from 14 and up, it was once again, I didn't grow up around my father, bro. That's what I'm saying. I didn't see my father doing drugs. I didn't see my father going back and forth to prison. I didn't even really know this. So me not being aware of this, I went down a generational cycle that led me to now I'm at this point. Now I can tell you on a spiritual level. See, I'm not speaking from a worldly sense, my brother. I'm speaking from a spiritual level, as in it's things out here that if you have a veil over your eyes, you may not be able to see what's going on or the generational cycle that you are in. So that's why, and like I said, I agree with you guys too, because certain things I had a choice. I had a choice, y'all. I had a choice. But it's certain things that I believe that if I was aware of, I would have went the complete opposite direction. But unfortunately, you'll never know.
So Reese, I got a question for you based off of what you just said. First off, I like you, I had an encounter with law enforcement like that when I was very young. And I mean, they whooped my ass in DC, right? So like whooped my ass, bro. Right. And that was a choice that I made, and the consequence that came of it. Was it right? Was the consequence worth what I experienced and the trauma that placed upon my life with law enforcement, period, for the remainder of my life? No, right? But at the end of the day, I, like you said, a choice. It was a bad one that I made, and it put me in that situation, right? But to relate that and say it's generational, I think it is a personal choice to be like, damn, my dad went to jail. It must be, you know what I'm saying? It must be a generational thing. Like you were not predetermined to end up going to jail, brother. Is what I'm getting at. You were not.
I'm gonna explain it to you because I see I left something out. So I gotta once again, I did not meet my father. I didn't know that my father was in and out of jail until I became almost 16, 17, right? So what happened is, so when I went and talked to my father at 21, we sitting there having a conversation. And my father, we just talking. He's like, yeah, son, at 14, man, I had 4 white police jump on me. They beat the shit out of me. I'm like, mind you, I didn't know this. Okay, then he say, well, son, I escaped like 3-4 facilities. Bro, I didn't know my pops escaped facilities. I escaped facilities too. Okay. Then he like, yeah, man, I really was addicted to this cocaine. I'm like, hold on. How is this even possible? And everything from the age he was when he was doing it, I was the same age. So I think what it's what's the answer? What response would you give a child that their father wasn't present, their mother wasn't present? It's they didn't, or they may not have grew up in the environment around drugs.
Bro, what I'm gonna give you some. What I'm gonna agree with you at is you threw in the in and out of jail part after the initial conversation. All right, I was just speaking for this people that's out here living their life. Period. Okay. Now you've been to prison and stuff like that. Oh yeah, of course. Oh, trust me. Like I know they're gonna judge you when you get out there. Hard to find jobs. It's hard to get out there, and I get that. See, if I would have known that at first, I probably wouldn't have been so opinionated about you. That's what I'm saying about you. And you broke it down to me like, well, yeah, I was in the system too. Okay, now that kind of changes some things. All right. But yeah, like my dad wasn't there. I got locked up at 16 and everything too. And trust me, like I'm saying, it can't get you, you know. But I want to apologize from earlier. I wish you would have told me about that part first before I was strong the opinion. I still believe my opinions. I still believe my opinions. You know, but of course, if you've been into the system, oh yeah, that's on your record. Like now, not even white people, black people wouldn't even hire you for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you went to jail for and all that, but I definitely get on that part. I will agree with you on that one when it comes to like, no, go ahead.
So I'm still gonna K Reese, I'm still gonna disagree with the notion of generational curses. I will, however, agree that your situation could lead to being tied up in that system, which is systemically racist for people who look like us, right? And like Brett just said, it is absolutely hard as hell to not be perceived as something other than a criminal once you're in that system. Also, let me say this too, because I don't want anybody on this panel at all. Like when I'm saying stuff to take it personal, I only speak in generalities about what information it is that you're giving me. Is not targeted, directed at any one person on here. I'm just giving you my opinion and what I believe. And I don't believe in generational curses. I think life is yin and yang. You know, you got the strong-headed side and you got the calm side. And sometimes the yin gets ahead of the yang and you make some off the wall decisions, and then the yang is like, woe is me, and I gotta fucking try to figure this shit out. Right. So like it just happens that way. And the definition of that, ladies and gentlemen, is life. Like you're gonna have ups and downs. But K Reese, I have one more question for you, specifically on what you said. So you said you never have met your dad until this point. Where did your dad grow up in the same environment that you grew up in, but just in two different places?
Nah.
Okay. That your dad growing up or go through his issues in an environment that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, the environment, the availability, the resources, the vulnerability, and the proximity to all those things that he ended up indulging in.
Yeah.
Okay. And the environment that you were in when you were 14, when you jumped outside, all of those things were readily available to you, and that's what the other dudes 14, 15 your clique was doing. Which just felt normal, right?
No.
No?
This is that's why I said choices. Now it's choices. It's not saying that, like I said, I'm agreeing, but I'm also agreeing with generational curses are real because I've seen it firsthand and I've spoke to people. I've went through a cycle of studying it on a spiritual level, even with God, because you got three type of people, right? You got one person, they may know God in the Bible, right? You know, you got the other person, they may know self. You got the other person that knows the power that God put in them. He knows the word. He knows thyself. The other two are obsolete. So when we're speaking on generational curses, I'm speaking on it as a spiritual sense, a biblical sense. I can't, me saying, if I was to agree and say, nah, bro, generational curses don't exist, bro, that's not true, bro. That's like me saying what God has shown me is not real. It's irrelevant. That's me saying, that's for me, that's like me, that's blasphemy. Like that's so
say that last part again. You said
that's blasphemy.
I
said for me.
Before that, you said if I believe what?
If I agree that kind of goes against, that's like me saying that
you don't have faith, in your God. And so I'm glad that we get to that point, because like this is why I said I didn't want to really like touch the spirituality part of it, because if you are of faith, right, there's no way that like you look at your God and be like, he would allow me to be cursed. Like from that's my opinion, right? Like if your faith is and your belief in Christ is strong, like there's no way. Like curses, nah. The man that I pray to doesn't do curses, right? But he does free will. He does free will. He gives us choice.
Yeah, he gives us a choice, but sometimes we also go through consequences, like you say, from making them choices. And you say, right, this the God I pray to, he wouldn't curse me, but guess what? Like you say, it's a
Real
saying
peace,
that be
man.
like, many are called, but few are chosen. So with that being said, some people go through harder things than others because God is personally shaping that person to know how to be strong, to know how to handle when things come their way. And I understand, you know, you say it ain't real, or you don't believe that it's real, or you don't, you're looking
I
at
don't
it from a
believe in the
logical
title of it. That's all.
and I feel like, hold on. I
Take
just
your
feel
time.
like God, I be nervous. God be, cause I believe I feel him on that because I look at stuff from that perspective too, coming from somebody who, like you say, know their relationship with God. You feel me? So most people go through things because of the place God is trying to take them to, and I look at it from that way too. Like if you look at the actual definition of generational curses, like you asked Bayav, you was like, did that child grow up in an environment where he seen certain things and that was trauma? But the definition of generational curses is trauma. It's not an actual curse like a spell, but it is generic traits, traumas that the last person had being passed down from generation to generation. Because, like Kyrie said, it's never been healed. So yes, I get what you're saying. You have choices and you're looking at it from a logical point of view, but spiritually, it's never been healed. So it's continuing to keep going and keep going. But like you say, you decide to do something different than what your parents did before. Like, yeah, it's trauma. You might see your dad and your mom arguing all the time. So you get a man, now you and this man is arguing because you don't know how to love. You have trauma where you feel like these men do these women this way because of what you've seen. But your mom previously, before you, never had a successful marriage, and your mom before that never had a successful marriage. And then, or you can do like your daddy beat on this person, but before that his dad beat, so it just keep going. It's a cycle. It's a generational curse. But yeah, that's just me.
You
I
you
to say this because I'm stretched for time, guys. I gotta go to work. Um, to say this, first off, I love the conversation, man. I like to give a shout out to Abe, man, for inviting me on the Rich Souls, man. I definitely love this politic with you guys. It's 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 a touchy subject, but I believe that these are conversations we should have more in the world because this is how you learn different perspectives. This is how you, even if how life work is like, it's like when you go deposit a check, right? You go deposit a check, right? You might go deposit 1,200, or you're waiting on the deposit, and they tell you, well, you got 3 days, you got 4 days. I believe that the Father in heaven works the same way. I believe that sometimes a person may say something and it may not make sense right at that present moment in time, but there may be a situation that presents itself, and everything that we're talking about currently right now will all come back into fruition. So I believe we all do have a choice. The great thing about the Father in heaven, the great thing about the source is that he gave us free will. So on it's duality. you got good and you got bad, right? If there's no good, there's no bad. There's no bad, there's no good. Generational curses are a part of life. But people do make it an excuse. So, well, my father wasn't around, so I'm not gonna be around my children. Hold on, what? That well, you're doing the same thing your father did, or my father was on drugs, so I just kept doing drugs. One thing I believe is regardless of what any human being, because it's 8.2 billion people on the face of the earth, supposedly, what they reported anyway. God, he knock on everybody's door. Everybody just don't ask. So a lot of people don't have the discernment to see that it's a generational cycle. Because what they'll do is they'll keep going. And by the time now I'm 60, I haven't got anything accomplished. Now they become aware. But see, by that time, it's too late. Blessed enough, it seems as if we all of us that are on this podcast became aware of certain things and said, you know what? Nah, I can't go down that road because that's not gonna get me nowhere. So that's why I believe, even with slavery is a mental thing. Some people say, Reese, you sound, Reese, you sound like you don't know what you know. It becomes a choice when you decide to move with that in your mind. Well, I'm broke. Oh man, I just don't got enough money. It's all about the mind. Once you get the mind in control, one thing God gave us control over is our mind. Everything else is in God's control. But the decisions we make, once you become aware of something, it's like you tell your son, don't touch this, don't touch the hot stove. Okay, at first he didn't know. Now he know because you told him. So if he touched the hot stove again, well, son, I told you not to touch the stove. You touched it again, now your hand on fire. I believe our Father worked the same way. You have to go through cycles. You have to go through these curses to become aware. But if you don't become aware, or you become aware and you do the same thing over and over, that's the definition of insanity.
There you go. So I agree with your first sentiment about like people still thinking that they're slaves, or it's just a mindset. It's the mindset, right? So I like to unslave, right? I like to unslave as much as I can. Like I want people's mind to be so free and like to think about things in such a way that is so critical that like you'll be able to do that with other people. Like, hey, listen, and don't take it the wrong way, right? Like when someone is saying like, hey, let me give you my experience and my pain so that choice that you're about to make, you don't suffer it, right? Because one of the outcomes of what it is that you're about to do is what is in front of you. And yes, I may look successful, I may look like I've, like I got it all together, but that's not always the case. I just have already passed that stage and that step that you're about to take, right? But you don't see all of the things in between that. So let me share this experience with you so that you don't have to experience it and receive the consequences of the choice. You understand? Because you'll already know what they are. Because I feel like that when you have like when you have the slave mentality, you feel like so many things have control over your life instead of your life having control over the things. And like that to me is a huge mistake. It's a huge mistake, and it is something that's taught. Now that is generationally kept, right? Because it's taught over and over and over and over again. You are people that have no control. You are people that were in shackles. You were owned by people. Okay. Today, again, 2025, freer than I've ever been. I've never in my life been in fucking shackles and chains by a slaver, right? I've never in my life not woken up thinking like, hey, I can't do something better today. Or if I did have those type of thoughts, someone wasn't over there, rather a friend, buddy, mentor, coach, somewhere be like, Mark, what the fuck is wrong with you today? Because I like to smile. I love to smile, right? But you also need something to smile for. And sometimes I get it, like shit be dark, right? But guess what? Still at that darkest moment, there is no other human being on this planet that has control over my life, that has control over my mind, other than me. Other than me. So you have to unslave every opportunity that you get, right? Because like that shit is the biggest trap that you could ever find yourself in, right? The moment that you get ready to think like, let me make an excuse for why I can't do today. Slave mentality. When you think like, no fucking excuses today, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do this fucking plan, I'm gonna see it all the way through, whether it succeeds or fail. I don't have a plan B. This is what I'm doing, right? Like it's the mentality. It's the mentality. So just to go back real quick. That's right. That's right, Mama Bayab.
I'm gonna piggyback off it too. She texted a minute ago. She covered it a minute ago, but I'm gonna piggyback. You can finish up, bro.
Yeah, I just wanted to wrap it up on this my point by saying, damn, what was it? I forgot what I was going to say. Oh no, I know. Okay, so yeah, so we're unslaving the mentality. We got to do that, right? So if you decide to let somebody else have that much control over you at all, that is a slave mentality. You are living in like spiritual chains and shackles. You got to get that shit off you, right? Stop letting past events, things that happened around you, to you. Yeah, it's trauma. It's trauma. Like I get that. Get healed. Get healed. Go see a therapist. Go talk to somebody who's been through something similar to what you've been through. Ask them how they recovered, right? But the last thing that you want to do is make an excuse like, man, I can't do it because this happened to me, right? If you're not physically disabled, mentally disabled, like Brett said earlier, like the excuses got to go. The excuses got to go because like, especially when you make excuses in front of children, right? So like you can pass that to a child, like consistently making excuses on why not to accomplish tasks, small or big, right? But when they see you do that, right, that is a choice that you are making and a lesson that you are teaching them. So it's not a generational curse. It is a pattern of life choices that you are making that is influencing the next level under you, right? They are in your close proximity. They watch with their eyes everything that you do. Right?
So,
yeah, go ahead.
So by you saying that, would you just recommend as the culture that we just rename generational curses? Because I mean, obviously, it is to me what I just picked up is you just renaming it. You're taking generational curse and say a pattern that's being passed down.
So man, just block it out your mind, man.
The problem I have with the title is not the word generational. It's the word curses, right? Because a curse implies like, oh, I was preordained for this to happen to me, and that is not a fact. That is not a fact. And I don't care which one of the things that is written in the definition. Obvious. I didn't write that definition. I assume that you pulled it from Webster's dictionary or Google. But there is some truth into what is considered societal norms. If we consider smacking a woman domestic violence, and that is agreed upon amongst the society, then that's what you call it. And I get that. That doesn't that doesn't mean that that's what my belief system is. You,
Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying? You have faith. If your faith is strong, you don't believe in curses, right? So I will say that certain things are hereditary, illnesses, diabetes, mental health issues, because we talked about all the trauma. If you got spanked, and I try my hardest not to spank my kids. There's a threshold that's high as fuck for me to have to spank my kids, right? But like you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you got your ass beat, right?
That era is real close
So
to the.
I could have like been like, oh, you brought home a D on your report card. That's spanking, right? Which is what happened to me. But if there was a such thing as a generational curse, my kids were just predestined to get their ass whooped because they have me as a parent. I think not. That's not how. Like it doesn't compute.
Right.
It doesn't compute. So I have a choice to make, right? And I understand, like Brett said earlier, our parents did the best that they could with what they had. And when you know better, you do better. They didn't know better, so they couldn't do better.
Right.
Right. So it is on you, though, to make the choice step by step. Right. And some of them choices are hard as fuck, because like some of them might be like, man, there's real money over there, or there's a real opportunity for me here. But the consequences of not being successful on that thing could be life-changing and detrimental to your family.
With some people, even if they knew better, they never had the resources. Remember, it's always gonna take a village. It ain't no man or woman out here that done did it by themselves. I don't care what they say.
I agree with that.
Well,
talking about
I'm going to disagree with that.
self-made
So it depends on what. It depends on what age you're talking about, man. It depends on what age you're talking about. If you know better, you know how to get the resources as an adult to go do what you got to do, right? You just gotta, like you said, you gotta link yourself with like-minded people. One thing I'm gonna give, I'm gonna give Alicia, y'all do got it a little hard. I got it, bro. Y'all got it a little harder. My mama was 14 raising kids. I get it, but she found that way though. You know what I'm saying? It was hard, but she found that way. I get it. My uncle was in and out of prison, stuff like that. They still found that way though. You know what I'm saying? It took a minute, but it still found their way. And I never heard them say my mama had never said no excuses. Like, well, not to us. Of course, she ain't gonna tell it to her kids. But at the end of the day, she found the way through. And then that's what got passed down to me. It don't matter what's in front of me. I'm gonna find a way to get around it. Now, as the older I get, I don't care what's going on. If I know better, I'm gonna figure out to get the resource to do. Like, I'm just gonna do it on my own. Now, when you talk about a village, now you're talking about raising kids. See, that's a whole different thing. Once you're an adult, hey, you got to get out there, buckle up them boots. And how old are you, Reese?
No, I'm 29. But
Okay,
you still got a lot of life left to live, my man.
No, I still, even right now, bro, I still got a village. I got people that I didn't have coming up, that before I'm about to crash out, or before I'm about to, because once again, it's 8.2 billion people on the face of the earth. It's no way anybody can tell me that God made it for you to get through problems without a village or by yourself. It's
all right, I'm just going to say my piece, and I'm just going to leave this thing alone, man. The way I look at it, I don't think of none of that shit. I don't think of none of that shit in the past. I don't think of none of that shit, bro. I don't think about it. And I'm from a small town, South Georgia, nigga. I promise you, nigga, I seen all type of racism. I've been attacked by cops, and we protest against cops and everything. Once I got up out of there, I just didn't think about it, because I thought about it. Any little obstacle that got in my way, I'm going to use that as the reason why it got in my way. So whatever got in my way, I just figured out a way to go around that bitch. Or it just wasn't for me. Some things just ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't think about none of that shit, because my homeboys that think about that shit, they always use that shit as an excuse why they didn't get somewhere. And so me personally, I just block it out of my mind. It could be there. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, it's there. I know it's there, people. I know. But I don't even, it's so far out of my mind, I don't even see it, because I'm focused on me and my family, me going forward.
So let me jump in real quick, Brett. This is the last, and like Brett said, this is the last thing I'm gonna say on this. And this is, I'm gonna explain something to you, because like, as a civilian, now I'm a civilian too, but As a civilian, I think there is times that you're going to be broken down. Period. I'm gonna tell you this: day one of boot camp for the Army starts the teardown. Everything you was, everything you used to be, everything that you think you are, they destroy that shit. They destroy your pride, every possible thing about you, right? In your makeup, other than what's the word that I'm looking for? Other than your morals, right? Other than your morals, because they want you, obviously, they want people with good morals and good values. So that should already be established. But they literally destroy you, right? Break you down to nothing, make you feel lower than low. And slowly by surely, they start building this one key element that makes you survive every situation. And it's two words: intestinal fortitude, right? That is the ability to overcome, to embrace the circumstances that you are in. And like, I really wish that that there was a way for me to explain this in other terms, but this is how I have to. So intestinal fortitude, being put into trials and tribulations and being able to understand that you are in control of your mind and the choices and the decisions that you make in a moment, in a split second, to make a decision that could be life-changing, good or bad, right? I don't think that there's enough of that. I think as a whole, we lack intestinal fortitude. So we look backwards. We look backwards a lot, right? This happened to us. This happened to us. This happened to us. Every conversation, this thing happened to us. Yes, we acknowledge all of those things exist, right? I'm 46 years old. I've had a lot of trials and tribulations, but I will tell you what got me through that is knowledge of self, understanding what things are going to push me over the edge, and not avoiding them, but embracing that, like, okay, this is tough for me, but the more I have to deal with this type of thing, the better I'm going to be for it. Okay, me looking at something that I have to complete, damn, that's a lot of work, but the success in completing it is gratifying, right? None of what I just said in that sentence is negative, right? But the more that we just focus backwards, we get stuck. We get stuck, and then starts the cycle. And then if you have kids, it's exacerbated, because now that's not a curse you're passing to them. You are physically and mentally showing them that this is acceptable behavior. This is acceptable behavior, and it's not, right? That's all, and I'm gonna leave it there.
And sometimes you need to hear that. Everybody need to hear that, man. You need to hear both sides. We need to hear both sides of the fence. Yeah. Sometimes some people need to tell you, hey man, just fuck it. Go get that shit. Fuck all that bullshit. Just go get it. Sometimes you need to hear that shit, man. That's what happened to me. Stop crying, nigga. Get up and fucking. I ain't saying you was crying. I'm saying when I was going down, when I was bad, they nigga stop crying, get up and get that shit. Like, ain't nothing gonna change. Just go get it.
I will say it, not y'all's generation, Alicia and Reese, but the ones right behind y'all. I feel bad, man. Like I honestly do. I honestly do. Like I see the kids getting off the bus when I go get my kids, and I'm looking, and I'm just thinking to myself, man, like what is going on?
Yeah.
Like what is happening? Like it's wild. Like what is happening? Like the way that they talk, the way that, and I don't get me wrong. Like when we were kids, we said all sorts of little shit, but it just sounds worse.
These kids don't even want to drive.
Like it sounds worse now. Like it's a whole different level of, I don't know, like the terminologies that they use, how they talk and describe people with one words, and like it's just it's wild to me. It's wild. And I don't know, like you can't tell me that's the generational curse, because I don't know anybody who's born in your generation or mine that live like that, that live like what I'm seeing. Like it, that like, so I don't know. It's just different.
They done started a whole new generation, and it ain't nowhere close to being positive, bro.
And I think they take pride. Like, what's the
Social
crazy
media.
thing is they take pride in that shit. Like
They do.
they take pride in not taking care of themselves, being like super disrespectful. Like, it's just weird. It's weird. Like, I don't know. Brett could probably tell you, like I'm gonna tell you, like my neighbors, people that lived on my block, when I saw them, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. I might talk shit with my friends, but when I saw them grown up, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. How you doing, Miss Johnson? How you doing, Mr. Jackson? Like all of those things. That shit is gone. That
And
shit is
That's
me and
North
Mark,
Carolina
Raising
thing.
them.
me and Mark the old heads, man. Look, that's why we talking to y'all like this, because we don't see every goddamn thing way before y'all, before you was born. I'm 42, he 46. Like, we trust me. We just,
Yeah,
It's
By my count, that's 88 years of experience sitting here on the panel for
Trust
y'all. Y'all can ask
me.
anything. Like if you going through some shit personally, like, hey, how would you get through this? Maybe I experienced it. Maybe Brett experienced it. You know
Oh,
what
I
I'm saying?
definitely know somebody that experienced it. I definitely know somebody that experienced it.
Or we got somebody actively going through it or done been through it. The silence got awkward.
I think Reed's trying to unmute.
He frozen on my screen.
I'm gonna take him down, then put him back. That usually works.
I hope his battery ain't die.
He did say something about going to work.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think he would just like say bye first.
I think he was trying to salute, though. I did think he was trying to salute.
Oh, he might have, but no, it's still active. Like
I've been on the sideline, man. Like I get both angles. I'm not saying nobody's wrong, because a person's belief is a person's belief. And we can't take that away from nobody, you know. We can give them our angle, but a lot of people are firm, you know, and once their mind is set on how they feel, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's, you know, because you got a lot of older people who are set in their ways, and they're not going to change their view. So it to me, that's crazy. If you feel if you are just by age that you are right, and a younger person can't show you a different way, or you know, so it goes back and forth. Because I know a lot of older people, you tell them, hey man, blah 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 blah. No, that ain't right. That ain't how we did it back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me.
yeah,
Last time I checked, it's more than one way to skin a cat. You know, so
where the hell that phrase came from? I don't know.
but a lot of things is looked on as disrespect from a younger person when they're trying to tell an older person, you know, how they feel or how to do something. It, you know, and that's another problem in the black family, or just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Or just in general. You know, it's like you too young to tell me anything. You ain't lived long enough. But who's to say, man? Like age doesn't, like, people go through all kind of stuff at different ages.
Can I say that my opinion on what you just said, that last part of your statement, I think that's a Southern thing. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I give you that.
I feel like that's a huge Southern thing, because I never met that till I got down here too, and it was crazy because like you would tell somebody like, bro, like the cars aren't made the same way that they were made in 1975. There's no carburetor in here, so you gotta do X, Y, and Z to get this thing to go. And somebody being like, "Nah, here, let me tell you something, bro. I've been working on these cars since blah, 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 blah." But you ain't been working on this car since 1975 because this just came out in 2022.
Got a computer
Yeah,
chip.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you're saying from that perspective. And
I don't think we did that tonight, though. I don't think we did that. I think we was
I
more
personally don't
trying to.
that any one of you were saying anything to me that I'm telling you no, it can't be that way. I'm just giving you my opinion on the terminology generational curse. And the problem, like I said, stated was that I have is with the word curse. You are not cursed. You're not. Yeah, because think about this, right? Like if all of these things are curses, why were you born in the year that you were born? Why were you born in the United States of America, not Australia? Why were you born at the hour that you were born? Why were you born to the specific parents that you were born to? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a curse, and like you can't. To me, I can't question God's will. Like I'm born into the environment that I'm born into. Now, when my brain matures enough where I can make decisions on my own, and I can understand things that are happening around me, I can choose to indulge in them or I can choose not to. I can choose to get out here, get a job, or I could choose not to. I could choose, you know, to stay locked in this environment with all the temptation, or I can choose not to. And I'm not saying like you got to go, you know, from living in an apartment in the hood to a fucking 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom house. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying find what you have at the same price point that you have, or a little more, and get yourself out of that environment. That's it, right?
Same thing
That's step one.
little by little steps.
Reese, I think Reese said he gotta pill out, man. He gotta go get that bag.
Get to the money, everybody. Man.
Thanks for joining us, bro.
You know,
Hey, Reese, I appreciate your insight and your opinions on everything, man. Thanks for joining us here.
thank y'all, man. Listen, it was a pleasure, man. It was
Hope
a
to see you
pleasure,
back, man. Hope to see you back.
And may the peace of God be with you guys tonight as y'all sleep.
All right, bro.
But Alicia, though, man, I seen my mama. Whew. I know what you're going through, girl. Oh my God. I seen my mama do it. Man,
Reese,
That was
Reese
5
is-
of
Guess
us.
what?
Reese
Even
is
through
my
all
mama.
this,
the three of us, shit. She was working night jobs, all type of shit.
even through all this, it didn't stop me. I kept going. I didn't use, like you say, I didn't use it as no excuse. I
Mhm.
actually used it as ammo and fuel, so it just made me want to go 10 times
There you
harder.
go.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I used to be the one that be like, oh, well, my daddy did this. If he would never did this, I would never went through this. Or my mama did that, I wouldn't be going through this. It's already predestined. It's already wrote. What we going through, we was meant to go through it. What lessons we learned, we was meant to learn it. And you just have to learn from. Earth is school. We are here. We are put here to learn. We are here to grow, meet people, and fulfill our purpose that God got for us. So that's what I'm coming to do, you know. So it don't bother me no more. I don't sit here and cry, oh, I got 2 kids, I'm 23, I ain't got nobody to help me raise.
Yeah.
Do it yourself. Keep going. Help you
And
get some resources.
And re-
Just keep
and
going.
remember that they watching you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Facts.
You know they want.
So here's the thing. Don't bottle any of that shit up, but there's a time and a place for it, right? Like when they
Mhm.
present, and like you know what it is as a parent, like you got to suppress some stuff sometimes. And then when
All
you
the
in that
time.
when you in that shower, that's your time. You know what I'm saying? Like get that shit out, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't let them see you cry because they need to understand that emotion is real.
Yes.
They need to understand that because that's how they learn to empathize, right? But there's certain things that because they're gonna ask you, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna ask you like, why are you crying, mama? And you don't want to build a pattern of lying. So you're gonna tell them, hey, this. But they're not ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Because then they're gonna have it in their head, and then when they go through stuff, they're gonna start being like, this is predetermined, and this is already set for me.
What you
Why I
say?
gotta go to school,
Right.
mom? This is predetermined for me to be a failure. I'm just gonna stay home. I want to be here. Right?
Your
Like
mama
we can't. So they listen. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was about to mess with her. What I said was we. No, just playing.
And
What you
I
say?
agree, you know, sometimes like with kid, like you say, you don't want your children to see you cry or but guess what? When you so locked in with your children, you can mask it all you want to. They gonna feel it regardless. And they gonna be like, Mom, what's wrong? And
Look,
sometimes I catch myself to the point to where it's like you don't even be crying because you've become numb and you've came up with the fact that okay, it's no point in crying. Like my dad used to tell me, he was like, it's no point in sitting in your mess crying about it. Like you say, it's 10 different. That's what he say. It's 10 different ways to skin a cat. If you can't do it this way, go and do it this way. It's
I don't know.
all he used himself as an example. Oh, this happened to me, so I had to figure it out. I ain't cry about it. Just handle it and do what you got to do, because through it all, you just keep your faith, like you say, and eventually you'll come out on top.
Look, you gotta cry. Look, I cry in front of my kids more than I think I should, but I lost both my grandparents. My mama died of cancer. My dad died of a heart attack. I lost all my grandparents. Wife got lupus, always in the hospital. My son got autism. And
Wow.
my oldest daughter, she just see me cry one night, man. Cause it was just like so much on me, you know what I'm saying? And I was in the army at the same time and all this stuff. But I got up there, but she just saw me. She ain't say nothing. She just saw me crying, left me, let me do it. But the next morning I got up, I got my twins together, got the water, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. And she tells me, like, I saw you break down, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how you got up the next morning, like nothing happened, and it kept moving. So everybody got a lot of shit going on, man. And like I want to tell Reese, like, bro, you just gotta find a way, bro. Like, you just gotta keep pushing forward, bro. You're gonna cry some nights, but damn, bro, you gotta wake up the next morning and just keep going.
Man, he's 29 years old. He got a lot of life left to live, right? And his circumstances that happen, that don't define him. It's all about what he's doing going forward. And that's how you got to look. Like, okay, you got to start playing like 3D chess on this game of life, right? Start thinking a few moves ahead. Like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. Then I'm gonna do this. Then I'm gonna do that. If they do this, I'm doing this, then this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's tough, especially when you're young, because you haven't like Bay Ave was talking about earlier, like there is a level of know-how with age and experience, right? And just because you old, don't mean you got experience in everything, right? But I'm gonna tell you one thing about me, one thing about Brett, like we know a little about a lot, right? Because this is how you navigate life. Like I'm this way with my kids. Some days I just put on shit on YouTube, some science shit, like, and we just learning together. And then out of nowhere, sometimes somebody asks or be having a conversation about this and be like, oh, I wonder why this thing works the way that it works. And I was like, I can help you there.
Oh, your page is science, geographical shit.
Yeah, just like it just works that way.
My son with autism, that's all he would look at. He just look at geographical shit, all type of shit.
But you got to think, there's people out here that they whole life they study psychology, and that's all they know, right? But you ask them something else, a logical question, and they might be stuck in the world because they don't have experience with anything else, right? So people like us, like that are absorbers, what I call is we're sponges, natural sponges, right? We take in information from the world, like you said, Alicia. The world is the schoolhouse, right? But you have to take in the right information too, right? And your brain has to function like a brain and a liver and a kidney at the same time, right? Where information's coming in and it's flushing out all the bad shit that it doesn't need over here, and keeping back here a storage bank of all of this good stuff. Because it's not for you. It's not for you. It's for your babies, right? Trust me. Like, I'm going through it right now. I got a 4th grader and a 5th grader. They do math and English and reading and everything way different. Yeah. Ask me how you do reading different, but that's another story, right? So anyway, I had to literally call the teachers and be like, hey, send this stuff to me that you're going over in your classroom, because if you don't do it, I'm going to teach them the way that I know how, which is not conducive for any of their exams and any of the work that they're going to do in their class. So that way I can be an extension of you at home, because you're going to send them home with a bunch of damn homework. That's another topic that I don't want to get on, but like that irks me.
All 3 of my kids bring their homework to me.
But if they in school 8 hours out of the day, there's no reason they should be bringing anything home.
I know.
8 hours out of the day, bringing home anything.
It's stupid.
right? That's more than enough hours.
But
Like-
just like I broke that independent thing on Wednesday. Like you didn't even think about 10% of the shit I broke down to you. You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff that I just look up for no reason because I'm low key like a nerd like that. But I just, like I said, just like Mark said, I just know a little about every goddamn thing. And as long as I know a little of it, I can figure out the rest if I really want to. You know?
You just got get I call it
ChatGPT.
no, well, it's that, but I mean, you can have Chat GPT all you want, but if you don't have the intellectual curiosity about things, then you'll never seek it. You'll never seek out information. Sometimes you just got to sit back and be like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me just look this up today.
That's
I'm looking at stocks. I'm like, I don't do a whole bunch of trading and shit, but I look at stocks. I want to understand the stock market. So when I watch the news, because I watch a lot of news, I ain't gonna lie to you, I watch a lot of news, right? Like I'd rather watch that than a lot of shit, right? But I watch a lot of news and I want to be able to read between the lines. I want to understand what spin is, which is basically a lie by omitting facts, right? I want to know all of these things so that way that you can know what the truth is and make decisions that are best suited for your family off of whatever the current climate is or the current situation is. Like I spend a lot of time doing that, and my kids ask me all the time. They're in, they have that intellectual curiosity. Ask me a bunch of stuff, So it's what it is.
All right. Let me do something real quick. Y'all can go ahead. I'm just looking at something.
You know how much shit I know about medicine now because of my wife?
Yeah, man.
I'm a lupus expert, nigga. I can tell you got lupus, nigga. I can tell you what stage. I can tell you all that shit.
Mhm.
I know the medicine you're supposed to take, what you're supposed to change next time, boom, boom. But as a husband, I had to know that because she had 3 strokes, so she can't even like speak normally or remember things the right way. So I had to step in and like, well, if she can't tell the doctor what she had, you know what I'm saying, boom, boom, I have to be the one like, no, she was taking this last time. I think, not saying I'm telling the doctor to change it. I'm telling them like, well, just what she was taking, this milligrams, and then boom, boom. And then he'll make the decision, okay, let me change this since you brought that up, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas just let this shit. I don't know about that shit. And I hate husbands like that. I'll tell you what, I hate husbands. I hate husbands.
It ain't like if you
It make you pay.
and my head go off to you, right? Because like that, like the vows that you make through sickness and health, that shit is real over there.
Mhm. And then I
I
can't.
got a lot of respect for that, bro. Like I don't like, and this is why I don't watch like a lot of drama shows. And my old lady, she likes to watch drama shows, so I'll watch them with her. But like when I hear like a woman or a man being like, in sickness and health, I don't know if I like, if he gets sick, like who gonna pay my bills?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just a lot of
That's
people.
diabolical.
Now
They
I'm
don't
gonna go
know
get
the
a job
truth.
and support my significant other, man or woman,
Yeah.
right? But like, I can't live taking care of somebody else. Nigga, they've been taking care of you. Like y'all living together. They've been taking care of you for forever.
Shout out to my
Yes,
Duke.
and a lot of people
I'm
don't.
glad you did, my Dukes.
That's good. Cause
What you,
mine had 3 back to back.
y'all,
Crazy.
I feel y'all when y'all talk about that, especially you, Brett, because a lot of people don't talk about that sickness through health thing enough. Because imagine being 10 or 11 and your mom having 8
Mhm.
miniature strokes along with open head brain surgery. And as a husband,
Mhm.
you are supposed to take care of that, your wife, but you put it on a 10-year-old child because you didn't want to take
Yeah, that's
that, what you say, burden up,
Mhm.
as you say. You want to still live your life, but stop a child's.
Yeah.
Because you can't handle it.
that's
And that's
unfair.
why,
Yeah.
So I
That's-
feel y'all when y'all talk about that because a lot of people don't really take that serious when they marrying somebody or
Mhm.
You have to look at
signing
all
vows.
But remember we was talking about this in part 1 of the relationship thing where we were talking about right, like the interview process. Why these
Mhm.
questions never why these questions never come up? Like if we gonna get married, say you get sick or I get sick one day, like
Right.
what's our plan for that? Like,
Yeah.
are you strong enough mentally to be there throughout anything? Like, do you have a family history of heart attack, stroke, diabetes, any of those things? Like, we young right now, but like we're gonna get old one day, and these are questions I need to.
Yeah.
And like, if a motherfucker can't sit there and I'm sure they can't, but like, and for the most part, but if they can't sit there and have these type of conversations with you, they're not serious about
Right.
going to that level. And like, and also people lie, so it's still a roll of the dice, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Facts.
But at least you got the answer from them from the get-go. And some people will be honest and be like, nah, that ain't for me. And I'm not that type of person. I live this type of lifestyle. And but then if they get sick, they would want somebody to be there. You know what I'm saying? So like it's hard. It's
Okay.
hard.
In my household, I operate as a single parent. Not saying that she don't get up and try to do stuff, but stress is what flares her up. Right. So I keep all that shit away from her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now she want to go pick up the kids because sometimes she go be like, nigga, I'm getting the kids. Like, all right, you can pick them up from school, like, boo. You know what I'm saying? But she knows, like, you don't even have to get up
overdo it.
The medication that she takes gonna keep her in the bed regardless. You know what I'm saying? She takes 10 of them. Because the lupus kind of attacks your immune system and your nervous system, all that shit. So I don't even bother her with that. Like, she can sleep all goddamn day. I don't really give a damn. Because after that third stroke, we were just like, all right, sit your ass down somewhere, But that's the stuff that comes with it, and dealing with a son with a disability. So it's kind of so you juggling all these things. But once I got that routine down, it's pretty good. But yeah, that's a conversation that a lot of people got to have. Like, if I really end up sick, what's going to happen? And in my household, it's kind of like she's like Mr. Glass. What's that movie? Where Bruce Willis was in? Fucking
Broken.
Yeah. I never been in a hospital day in my damn life. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she's always in a hospital. So God planning, you know what I'm saying? If you want to use that, put me with her, because maybe he knew that was going to happen. But now I'm over here healthy all the time, knock on wood, and she don't have to worry about nothing, But yeah,
that's facts. I agree with you because it was he put y'all together because he knew you would be the person to do what's right and take care of her in the ways that she needs to be taken care of. Yeah. Same as me in that moment with my mom.
Yeah.
Big facts. All right, man. So, hey, shout out. Shout out to I was gonna say the other name. Shout out to Britt Holland, man.
Man, y'all can
shout out to Soup, man. Shout out to Soup.
Still call my Soup. Y'all my close niggas. Like, y'all can call me anything. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right. So, I feel like this also can have a part 2. Even though it's I'm pretty sure for others and for everybody, man. If you go through it, it can be a touchy. It could be a touchy situation.
What you say?
He said it could be a touchy situation.
Yeah, man. But what I want to do, I want to do this real quick, man. So K Reese, I met him in Fayetteville probably about 9 years ago, and we met at a gas station. Didn't know each other from Cat in the Hat, and so I was walking out the store. He was parked in the front of the store, if I remember correctly, and I was just walked to the car. So someone just told me to walk to the car, and I went over there, bro, and I was like, "You do music?" He like, "Yeah, I do music." "You do music?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do music too." And he like, I didn't know him. Some just told me to go to the car and approach him. And he's like, "Where you from, bro?" I'm like, "I live here, but I'm really from Alabama. Like, I'm originally from Alabama." He like, "Yo, that's crazy, bro. I'm from Alabama too." And like, we haven't lost touch since I met him. Like, we dang near talk every day. I mean, we have our spurts where it's months, maybe a year, but like when we get back on track, bro, it's every day. But I do want to play one of his songs so we can kind of fill him out a little bit. K Reese is spiritual, man. He's all about his walk is real, bro.
I know.
So
that though.
I want to. I want to
Taco-
add that. Huh?
Yeah, case it.
You said what?
The spirit told me to go to Taco Bell today and get him a taco, the soft chocolate supreme. That's what the spirit was
Guess
telling me.
what?
I fuck with that. I fuck with him though.
Yeah, man. His walk is real, bro. Like he is my person to go to help me when I'm not feeling life. So I just want to play a little bit of his music, man. Maybe we can kind of see. So here we go, man.
I was the class clown. Lost it all, they counted me out.
Stop playing in class, Mr. Reese. Go to the office, Mr. Reese.
Oh man, here we go with this shit again. I'm going to fuck home anyway.
Yeah.
Cause I was the class clown. No friends, had no clout. Lost it all, they counted me out. Made it big, they watching me now. They watching me now. Who laughing now? Haha. They watching me now. Who laughing now? Cause I was the class clown. No friends, had no clout. Lost it all, they counted me out. Made it big, they watching me now. They watching me now. Who laughing now? They watching me now. Who laughing now? I got the remedy. I got the energy. Nah, never fake, but they pretend to be. Why they acting phony like they kin to me? I'm a big stepper, why you next to me? Making moves like a checker piece. I was bred different, I was left to eat. I was blind once, but now I see I say that stupid shit won't get the best of me. Next in line, this is my destiny. Different level can't connect to me. Ownership, I call it equity. Hold on, wait, that's a flex to me. I would switch it up if it was left to me. Mumble rap, that shit is dead to me. This is real life, this ain't make believe. Nigga, dick ride and get up off your knees. I'm taking the throne, it belong to me. I'm the hottest out, ain't no taming me. Self-made, ain't no changing me. Nigga, light the flame, turning up the heat. I'm a hellbound, breaking off the leash. Dinner time, yeah, it's time to feast. Nigga, self-driven, can't contain a beast. Cause I was the class clown. No friends, had no clout. Lost it all, they counted me out. Made it big, they watching me now. They watching me now. Who laughing now? Haha. They watching me now. Who laughing now? Cause I was the class clown. No friends, had no clout. Lost it all, they counted me out. Made it big, they watching me now. They watching me now. Who laughing now? They watching me now. Who laughing now? Look, I've been having visions, late nights, tripping, post-traumatic stress, charged into the system. Now I'm on the top, I try to tell them, listen, made it out the mud, made it out the trenches. I can hear the growls, wars real vicious, militant malicious, don't believe in luck, never superstitious, made it to the top, I was once a victim. So I'm trying to do it different, young adolescent, wish I would've listened, hitting B&Es, now I'm being sentenced, made it out of prison, time for redemption. Nigga, it's a marathon, gotta go to distance, try to take me out, you might come up missing. You might come up missing. Look, none of y'all real, all of y'all niggas is fraudulent. No discussion, we ain't talking, I ain't running. God first, yeah, I'm coming. You talking too much, I can tell you frontin'. Real recognize real, and real recognize fake. Why you throwing shade, nigga, hold on, wait. Why you throwing hate? Suppose in your hand we can't compensate. When I was locked up, they ain't hit me up. Asking favors, I done had enough. No call back, I done called your bluff. Nah, I don't need friends, you don't got my trust. Don't shake hands, cause I know it's up. I keep trying to tell y'all. 777 on the way, man. Y'all tune in. You know what's crazy to me? You niggas believe in STDs, but they don't believe in spiritually transmitted demons. Alright?
I saw how you flipped that at the end.
I like
Check.
that.
Like
tough.
that.
Hey,
Mhm.
reach that dude, man.
No, you read out. No, I fuck with that.
He just slept on.
One thing
Reach
I'm gonna
that
say,
dude.
Alicia, that nigga, well, y'all, yeah, that's the first time I heard like two different like nigga shit. I'm like, oh, okay, these niggas is really spitting. Like these niggas is really going in. Cause I think
The
between
ver-
me and Paul, we hear niggas all the time, and we like, yeah, that's just cool.
I mean, you see where I'm sitting at. Like, so I hear a bunch of different music, bunch of different styles and everything. That was tough. I rock with that.
I like how
Yeah.
he.
Mm.
Yeah.
You like the end part, don't you?
No, I like all of it because
Spiritually transmitted demons.
it's yes, because I'm like him, but I learned how to tone mine down because of the hate I was getting for being that way. Not like change who I am for nobody else. No, never. What I'm saying is I learned when to speak on that level and when to not. Because everybody might not be own that what you own. Like, yeah, we all believe in God, but we everybody don't be on what you own. Like, speaking into that, as far as spiritually transmitted, like what he's saying, all the spiritual
Mhm.
aspects he giving, everybody don't believe in it. So I used to be loud about it, but now I still believe in it, but I'm just selective on what I say.
So, Alicia,
Mm-hmm.
you respect yourself, right?
Yes.
You respect your art.
Mm-hmm.
You respect your craft.
Yes.
Then don't ever like I don't. If Kanye can get on a damn song for 5 minutes straight talking about poopity scoop, scoopity poop, poopity scoop, you better say the words that you feel that are on your heart and on your mind, the way that you want to say them.
Right.
Be damn like for every 1,000 people that listen to your song, you're gonna have 500 people that rock with it and 500 people who gonna find something negative to say. If as an artist, you got to accept that right away and
Like
not give a damn.
I didn't change my style. Like when I was making the albums in Mark studio, I just went in with my own damn sound, niggas. Like, and he had all type of niggas coming in and out of there. And I heard all type of different shit. But I was like, nah, I'm a spit. Like I'm a storyteller in a way, like boom, boom. And I know like everybody gonna get into it because I'm older for one, and I came from a different era. But at the end of the day, I made it for me, to be honest with you. Like, like I told Av, I get drunk and I hold concerts in my backyard with my own shit.
Yeah, man. But I hope Reese he should pop back on different episodes and when we do this. But he's you just have to understand him. I'm gonna put it like that. You gotta, if you know, you know. you gotta get to know him, man. He's a good guy.
No, I got much respect for him, man. You need somebody like that around.
Yeah.
I get lost spiritually a
Hey,
lot.
he keep me
Nah,
he
nigga.
keep me on track.
Yeah. I get lost spiritually a lot. And my brother's the one that puts me back in mode, you know what I'm saying? Because he calls me, he talks to me like how it's K Reese, right?
K Reese.
K Reese, right? Yeah, he talks to me like that. And he brings me back, so.
It's always good to have that kind of person. Yeah. Have that kind of person around.
So shouts out to K Reese, man.
K Reese.
Yeah, man. And I say like this: you don't even have to walk like that. It's just you always need somebody in your ear that's gonna tighten you up when them screws loosen up. Hey, man, get back on track, brother. This ain't got to.
And we here for him too, though. We hear from him.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Everybody.
I think tonight we were just giving each other shit back, motivation words back and forth.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am never gonna say anything to try to hurt you. I'm only gonna uplift you and give you what right looks like to me through my lens and through my experience. That's it.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to see anybody doing bad. Like I want to help you as much as I can.
So you can ask Alicia after the first episode she joined. When I reached out, what did I ask you?
He was like, "How did it go?"
Right. Okay. So what then what did I tell you about the show? Like what do we do?
It was like, don't take anything personal. We just talking, we having fun, good conversation, basically what we
Healthy
doing.
debate. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. I just
I
need some
ain't
of
gonna
those.
lie, and I told you I like the debate. I just be
Yeah.
I have social anxiety, y'all.
You be nervous. I see.
I be nervous, and I'm a very good talker, but sometimes when I get on here, I keep it short because I get the anxiety come in. You be like, you messing up, so you just sit down and just be quiet. But I be having some good points in my head, but when it starts flowing, I get nervous and just shut it down.
So I am very much like you. You might not know it, but I'm very much like you in that aspect. So you know what I do? I sit here and like as you guys are talking, so I don't lose my train of thought on how I want to come back and respond. I just pull out some paper, jot down my notes, who's saying it, what things I agree with that they saying, what things I disagree with what they saying, and then however it flows out from that point, it flows out, right?
Right.
and it's true on my heart the way that I'm responding, right? So like
Mhm.
that's it. You got it.
Mark
I need to start doing
Rounds
that.
Brown, aka Mr. Prepared.
My show was worse. My show was worse. I had a hood ass.
It's raw. Your show's just raw,
My
man.
show was raw.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
might have would have felt some type of way on my show because I just had some raw ass niggas on there.
Yeah.
He was cool at the end of it, but yeah,
We
I'm
gonna argue.
very toned down. I'm very toned down.
Hey, matter of fact, the first episode that I ever went, like my buddy A Boogie, man, he was like, "Hey, my boy Soup got this podcast. Come up to the podcast, man. They be talking about all sorts of shit." And I was like, you know what? I need a break from the house. Yeah, I'll pop up. And the topic that night was mortgage is a scam. And me and this nigga argued back and forth for about, I don't know, that show was long as shit, bro. It was like a 4-hour podcast.
Yeah, most of my shows are 3-4 hours long because we just get into it and then but at the end of the show it was cool. Now Mark, that was a whole different thing. I had some niggas on there, we were about to fight, like, cause they talking about some street shit, like it was just crazy. But my show was pretty raw, though. I miss that show. I really do miss that show, though. And it's different. It ain't like this, cause you ain't at home. You in the studio.
Everybody was on the couches next to each other and shit. Nigga, fuck you.
Out there. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
quick question.
I'm very toned down on this show.
Nigga, turn the camera off.
Quick question. Is some mortgages a scam?
You know what, man? I still think it is, but you still need a mortgage, though. I would still buy a house before I never said I would rent, though. I ain't never said that.
Well, if you're not buying, then what are you doing, bro?
Hold on.
He just bit the bait, man. I'm just playing.
I never said that I wouldn't continue to buy houses because, of course, that's the better investment. Yeah. I just think they play with you a little bit. But I had to learn that insurance is the one that's playing with you. That's really what it is.
Yeah, insurance is a scam, bro.
Right. Well, property taxes, all that shit can move around. But, you
never own anything in this life, bro.
Well, that's another thing. That's
you never own anything that you obtain in this life. You never own it. If you get a car, you pay the car off, but you still pay insurance.
Well, you know how long? I mean, how long do we really keep cars like that, though? I don't know if we keep cars long.
So
I mean, if you keep dropping the motor in that mug,
but you paying yourself. So this.
No, I'm not.
How many accidents?
I said I had to learn,
but it doesn't. So unless you, say you buy a $40,000 car,
yeah,
right, yeah. So say you buy a $40,000 car, and you do it on a 60-month payment, right, 5 years, and let's say your insurance is $100 a month, right?
Okay.
All right. So for that 5 years, right? So 5 years, 5 times 12 is how much?
1,200. You took 5 times 12?
Yeah.
Oh, that's 10,
60, man.
Why are you doing
paying? So you paying $6,000. So you paying $6,000 of insurance to protect a $40,000 investment, and most insurance companies now do complete replacements, right? Total replacement. And if they don't do that, then they're a fucking scam, right? Also, most of them give you like loaner cars and shit like that. So we gotta understand how it actually works before we put information out into the world to be like, hey, this shit is a scam. Avoid. No, I'm not saying nobody's doing that. I'm just saying like I like to do the research on stuff. There are some insurance things that are scam. But Brett, you should know this too. If you're a vet and you get a VA loan, your insurance is paid with your mortgage. You're not paying a separate. I need to go get Allstate and all this shit. Also, all of those insurance companies are like franchises, right? When you're insured with Allstate, you're insured with your local Allstate. You got like some broker that's there, so yeah, you could get scammed that way. Right? Somebody new don't know what the hell they doing. You got to do your research before you insure yourself. But your insurance is to cover your investment. Think about that, right? Like if say you spent 60 grand on 2 Bay Ave chains, right? Are you not going to put insurance on that shit? Loss, theft, whatever, and you may never have to use it, but it'd be that one time though that something happened. You go out swimming in the ocean and the shit pop off and it's gone. Motherfucking Ariel got your shit. You know what I'm saying? Nemo or one of the motherfuckers. But like,
keep swimming, just keep
right?
swimming.
You gonna call your insurance company and they're gonna be like, okay, how much did you spend on that? Okay, how long did you have it? Because their depreciation is real too on your valuables, right? So they might be like, okay, I'll knock a year off. Your 60,000 is now 42,400. But at least you have something now for that thing that you lost.
Right.
Right. So you own it. You own what you own.
I just believe this. I still think houses is a scam, but it's a good scam. It's a scam that you know what, you're gonna scam me, I'll do it this way. All right. Cause I could always flip my house, sell it to whatever and get my money, get some type of money from it. That's why I'll say it's a scam, but it's a good scam though. And even the thing about cars, they will switch up that body style on your ass. And you're gonna want to buy the new shit. That's the scam.
Mm-hmm.
So so the only way I feel like you get scammed on a house, that you could ever get scammed on a house, is if you're not paying attention to the market. So like right now, this is not the time to be buying a house.
And
right?
The
time to buy a house is like when I bought my house, 2016. So I give you an example. I bought my house for $250,000, right? $250,000. My house today is worth $520,000. Right. So if I went out to try to buy a $250,000 house, I could buy it, but at somewhere around 480 to 520. And then when the market flips, I have negative equity in this house, big time.
So that's what happened with the house I had in Fayetteville. I bought it for $230. By the time I sold it, it was almost $400. Right. That's easy bank. But the house I got here in South Carolina, the week before I signed the paper, it was like 380, right? A week passed, it went up to 420, nigga. Just because of the fucking material went up and that. I was like, what the fuck just happened in a week?
Yeah,
but
lumber cost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how fast shit be moving, bro. And you like, look, but I would tell y'all this. Fuck that shit. You going to, that's the best scam you're going to invest in. I'm telling you. Just go ahead and buy it, so that way you can live in it for, a couple of years, get some equity in that whole motherfucker, and you can actually buy another one.
Turn it to an Airbnb, turn it to a rental.
You could do that. You could put it on the market for whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Now you might not get whatever you want, but you know what I'm saying, you can do it. You get what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I always tell people, like, that renting shit, because you can't sell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just go ahead and buy, try. Well, it's different in the civilian world too, though. I will say that. Yeah, I gotta come up with all type of down payment, even though we still put down payment on that stuff. Even though I got the VA loan on it, I still put down payment on it because that's going to handle, bring everything down. But
there's other programs, especially if it's your first house.
Yeah,
first time buyers programs everywhere. Almost every bank has it.
Get your townhouse or something.
What you need to focus on is making sure your credit is good.
Yeah,
get your credit up.
What? My credit is outstanding, but the first house, my wife's credit wasn't that good. And in North Carolina, everything got to be fucking boom. But my credit was so good, it kind of like oversized the rest. But damn.
Yeah, your credit just needs to be like, and for most places, I think now, like, your credit score's got to be like a 540. And you can qualify for a house.
Oh yeah. It ain't that.
It's not that serious, but
it's crazy.
But the better your credit score, the less points you paying on the dollar. You understand what I'm saying?
I would try to get at least up to 620 or something like that, because they tend to help you out more. They'll tell you they'll tell you. Yeah, you got 620, boom, boom. Even though they can do lower or whatever, but I would say just to like get you in somewhere, at least 620, at least that. Of course, anything higher that's going to get you anything, it's going to be better for you. Yeah, but my shit stayed by the 700s. It stayed by there. You know what I'm saying? So, but it took some years to get like that.
It took years to get mine where it is, and it's up there.
To get like that now.
Yeah, so like
we also owe niggas.
Yeah, we owe. So again, we're giving you our experience. The pain of trying to do all of these things is real, but fruit at the end of it, It's worth it. Man. Pay off your debts. Get a healthy balance and so like I have a rule in my house, right? When it's time for me to purchase things, if I can't buy it outright out of pocket, I don't need it in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it in a moment. The next few months, I'll save at least half of that. So that way I cut down whatever it is that I'm getting ready to use a credit card or finance on, right? Because I can definitely pay half of the total value of the thing that I want, right? And it looks good for me using the credit as long as I'm not abusing my credit card, which is, anything above 30% of credit card usage. So if I got 3 credit cards, right, and they all $10,000 cards, I can't spend more than $300 on each one of these cards. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Without it reflecting negatively upon me on the. I'm sorry, $3,000 on each one of those cards without it affecting negatively upon me on the credit score. So as long as you're running a healthy balance and you carry a balance forward, like they want to see you doing that. Like you don't have to just get out here and be like, oh, I spent $500 this month. Let me just completely wipe the $500 off the next month. You carry a balance forward, whether it's $25 you leave on there or something. It just keeps the card active, right?
Look, I know it sounds boring, but I'll tell you, better listen to this nigga. Look, I look this. I got majority of this shit from this nigga. But he just be talking in the studio, just saying shit like that while I'm trying to write bars.
We making music. I'm like,
hey, look,
you
know,
got
the interest rate on this, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, all right, I'm about to put that in my bar.
Yeah.
And this is also another topic that we can touch bases on because a lot of people don't have financial literacy, bro. Like,
yeah.
I mean, let me know, and I'll get
it ain't
financial literacy person on here.
Mark definitely
part of the group.
Yep.
Like there's people that will come on the podcast that this is what they do for a living. You know what I'm saying? So that they can just talk you through at least the basics of it, man. Financial literacy is so important.
Mm-hmm.
So like you have no idea like how important this shit is. Like it is the thing.
And us as retired, we definitely be on that shit.
We got it. I mean, I understand where every dollar out of my pocket is going on a day.
I had to hit my wife. I like, hey, hold on, man. Did you just take this out the safe? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I got a couple of bags. Can you tell me? You know what I'm saying? Because our money. I mean, I work for DSS now, but our money, our retirement, and everything come at the end of the damn month.
Yeah, it ain't like when we were active, we got paid. Like I chose to get paid twice a month. You get it first and the 15th. So that way, at the beginning of the month you get paid, the middle of the month you get paid, then the next beginning of the month you get paid. That shit is over. That shit is over.
So if you ain't trying to work, I mean, you don't got to get no crazy job. You know what I'm saying? Like at least something to keep you balanced in between. Though them 4 weeks is long as fuck.
So I'm at the stage now. I'm using ETFs to keep me balanced in the middle. So like I just pull money out of like my Robinhood if I need to for that. And I definitely just watch like the ebbs and flows of the stock market.
Yeah.
And I play around with that with some side money and just do that. But like
but my job is chill though. It's just on call. You know,
when I go back to work, Brett, I want something to pay in like the middle of the month.
Oh, but I mean, if you want to work with foster kids, we based out of North Carolina.
For real?
That's where our base is.
Yeah. What part of North Carolina is the base?
Charlotte. But it doesn't matter because I mean we in South Carolina, right? So it doesn't even matter. They got a I hit you up on the side of that, but I'm a be my in the youth partner. The youth partner, I got my caseload. I go see kids throughout the week for like an hour. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they good. You doing good at school, nigga? All right, bro. And I just go. And then I get paid for the mileage, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause I do the whole Midland. So I do from Rock Hill, damn near Charlotte, all the way down to Charleston.
So last month, I'm not gonna put the county or the state, but they hit me up asking me to be a parole officer, and I was like,
my master's in criminal justice hit the system. They always hit me up.
So remember, I was telling y'all about those choices, right? Like how like you be at that crossroad, be like, man, the money look a little good over there. No matter what job I take, I'm gonna be making 6 figures a year total in the totality, but I got kids.
Yes.
Parole officer.
95.
And you got to do home visits.
Yeah.
No, I'll pass. I retired from the riskiest shit that you can do in life. You understand what I'm saying? So this to me is medium risk, but
Yeah.
it's still too high. You understand? So like,
Mhm.
no,
Oh,
I'm
tell me about it, nigga. I was a skydiver for special ops. I'm like, I'm not going in no office no more, nigga. Like, I'm not doing none of that shit. So,
hey, listen, we don't have people here in the middle of this desert, but I need you and these 3 other people to go over here and try to talk some sense into these people so we don't have to go to war with them. You mean it's just me and these 3 duds?
look, they was
All
like, you and 2 privates rig up this shit full of ammo, right? I need you to fly over to Baghdad, and when they're having a firefight and shooting RPGs, I need you to drop this ammo to the special forces guys so they can have more ammo.
Mhm.
But by the way, you got to dodge the fucking RPGs at the same damn time.
Hey, no, you can never explain. Like, you know how people on a regular airplane complain about turbulence? Bro, you could never explain the aircraft combat landing to anybody that would make it make sense, bro. No. That motherfucker
So we gotta
in runway.
I'm
Yo,
gonna shout
anyway,
out the comment.
Oh, yeah, my
what
bad.
we got?
Oh, hey, brother.
Absolutely, yeah. So if Av tell me, hey, I want to do a segment on financial literacy and stock market stuff, I'll reach out to the people I know and see if I can't get them on the platform and just let them talk for an hour or so. So we'll have questions. Brenda, send Av any questions that you might want to start with, so that way we can front load that stuff and get them to dive right in. You know,
Sounds good to me. You know, I'm down.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing it like this.
and shit, I'm still gonna be like that because, like I said, I know a little about a lot, right? So there's still things that I don't know, but like I have an intellectual curiosity about this stuff. So if somebody's speaking on it, I'm just gonna be in absorb mode.
And that's
over here
what
with my paper.
that's why I love Mark Brown, because nobody around me knew about that shit. I was kind of thugging it through life till I like met this nigga. And then he was like low key just dropping gems on the nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got a big argument about mortgage. Nigga, you stupid. Nigga, mortgage is not a scam. I'm like, I just think
telling people that shit. Stupid.
I'm
telling people that shit.
like, I'm on the mic looking in the camera. Mortgage is a scam. He was like, stop telling niggas that shit.
You fucking us up. Don't do that. Don't tell people that.
Generational curse, nigga. Don't do this shit.
And I can see like somebody in the audience be like, see, nigga, I told you we don't need to go buy no house.
I'm like, yeah, you
Fuck.
I remember I was doing my album, my 3rd album. He was like, you still think mortgage is a generational curse? Like, it's a scam? I'm like, nah, it ain't. It's still a scam, but it's not. It's a good scam. I still think it's a good scam.
Yeah, man.
It's good. It's a good scam. I will, advise people to buy instead of rent. This house ain't gonna last long either. I'm about to flip this bitch.
You know, so I'm at the stage now, man. Maybe I care a little bit too much about like my kids' opinions and shit at their age. They barely 10 years old, 9 years old. But I was like, what if dad wants to sell the house and like, let's move? And he'd be like, move? Sell the house? We grew up here. We're not moving anywhere. No. I gotta get new friends and go to a new school. Dad, no.
I couldn't do it in Fayetteville, bro. I couldn't do it in Fayetteville, no, bro.
I own 2 houses. I own the house I'm in now, and I had another one at Hope Mills that was a rental property for a long time until that market started booming, and it was out of there. Got it up out of there. But
flip it.
But bro, living over there is night and day. Like living in Hope Mills, living in Fayetteville, living in Rayford, like
Vietnam.
Yeah, it's night and day difference, bro. Like you got to drive to get over here, and it's like relatively peaceful. You know what I'm saying? They're building up a whole bunch of infrastructure and shit.
Hope Mills out.
Like when I first moved here, there was coyotes and shit running through our neighborhood. Occasional deer, rabbits when I go out to get the mail. I'm like, not bad for a city boy from DC. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to, I got to cut the grass today. I got to mow my lawn out back. Like,
and
I had that house in Georgia, my mama house in Georgia, but when that market went up, nigga.
I'm out of
there. So how is that a scam? Because it's the most appreciating valued asset that you can have.
It's still a good scam.
Right.
Scam.
So I made it. So here's a nugget that you can take it and do with it as you please. But for
Close us
me,
out, Rounds. Close us out.
I got you. So for me personally, like it is in my will, it is in everything that my kids are not allowed to sell this house.
Okay.
Right. So I made that determination. They're not allowed to. So I have a will that specifies that if they sell it, I don't care what amount they sell it for. It just has to be to another member of our family, whether it's their kid, whatever. And that's forever. Forever. Right. That they don't have to worry about the taxes on the house. I have a fund already set up that will take care of the taxes forever through the life insurance. Right. But this is how white people, and I'm not knocking white people, they just had the advantage, but this is how they pass wealth, home ownership, right? So it is very important, and I've watched it too many times throughout my life where I'll be at a funeral and watch family members arguing and fighting about like selling the house and who's gonna split the money. The value is in the house. The problem as a culture that we have to get past is seeing things not worrying about the thing that's tangible right now and thinking about long term, right? This is why a lot of, I'm not gonna say most, a lot of black folks don't get into the stock market and do things like ETFs because they don't have the patience, right? They haven't learned to have the patience to let something mature. They don't know what compound interest is and how that benefits them throughout the years just by leaving money in there and doing what's called drip. Right. So that means every time that investment pays you, you don't take that money and use it. You let it buy more of that same stock. And over time, like say 5 years, say you put $2,000 in there over 5 years, yet that investment might be $4,000. You know, you might have got 50% return on that thing. Anything. Right. So like you got to play the long game. But the moment we see a little bit of profit on things, it's like, man, I can go get me a new pair of Jordans.
The only problem that
crazy,
like my mama on her deathbed told us to sell that house, but we kept it. But she had 3 different loans on that house that we just didn't know about. So we just couldn't keep up with all of it. You know what I'm saying? It was just
she didn't want you to have a burden of that, right?
My sister held that from us because I know that's our mama house. We grew up, like you said, we grew up in that house. We on an island. We on a Geechee Island somewhere. Like who has property on an island like that? And she told her like I had to do what I had to do to take care of y'all. So I took a lot of liens on that damn house. You know what I'm saying? So just sell that bitch because you're on an island, nigga. You're on an island. You know what I'm saying? You can sell it for whatever. You know what I'm saying? The white people gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? So once my sister broke that down to us, because it kept going in foreclosure because she had all these other loans on it. So we had to we spent $40,000 to get it off the foreclosure to sell it again.
Worth every penny.
Yeah, because if we would have let her go to auction, man, somebody would have it ain't gonna do but knock the damn house down and just take the land. You know what I'm saying?
And then gentrify the fuck out of it.
And I was like, oh fuck no, nigga. We've been paying on this house for 6 years. Like, oh no, we're gonna get some of this money back.
Yeah. And my grandparents bought their house through the records. It said like they got married in 1932. I think they bought that house in like 1935 or something like that. I'm just looking at records, man. It cost probably like total $20,000-$30,000 to buy a house, to buy a whole ass house back then. You know what I'm saying? And that house, by the time they passed away, right, was in the hundreds of thousands. Today, when I looked that property up, bro, that house is worth like $2.8 million. You understand what I'm saying? So here's the thing. So like your mom was doing, Brett, right? She was able to take loans, like, right? So you pulling out equity in your house. As that house value goes up like that, you get an appraiser to come out there, and if they say that house is worth 1.9, right? What bank won't give you $40,000 to go handle whatever you need to handle? Right. And $40,000 today is a down payment on another house that you can turn into a rental property to make that $40,000 back, put that back into the house. Right. The other piece is whole life insurance. You get that, go out, spend, I don't know, if you work in a good job that pays you real good money, spend $250, $300 a month on a $500,000 life insurance, whole life insurance policy. You could take a loan against yourself. Right. $100,000. Buy you another house.
Yeah.
Right. Turn it into a rental property or Airbnb, whatever with that. and then reinvest that money.
Yeah, because that's what we're gonna do here. Oh, my
Yeah.
bad.
You good?
Flip it. No, I'm just saying, keep
I thought
flipping
you
it.
said wrap that
No,
shit
no,
up.
no.
B.
No, I'm saying flipping it,
Wrap
flipping it.
it up, B.
No,
Oh, my
no,
God.
lock them up.
Yeah, my wife still, we never
Trey
used
Taylor, tractor.
the life insurance. I know about that, right?
But it's hard to find companies that's doing whole life anymore.
Yep, that.
To
But
be
I
fair.
still got that in the tuck. We never use my wife's VA loan for anything. We might use that to get some type of other property or something like that. So everything is in the work. I think like me selling my mama house really put me back into like, okay, like in a gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can buy some property. I can fix it up now. I can even if I want to just flip property. I was telling you, I'm more into flipping property. You know what I'm saying? I just buy it, fix it up, flip it for more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for the long run with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's not the game today though.
Oh yeah. I notice it now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think back then we was talking about 2000 fucking
Yeah, and like you could rent an apartment out probably for
yeah.
I don't know, $1,100 a month.
I called them to the game when I got this house built. I called them to the game. They're like, "Oh, the game changed, nigga. Let me calm down and let it ride out and see what's going on." You know, y'all need to calm down. You know, but yeah, I definitely got a lot of gems in my head. But I definitely like always ask people like, what's going on to now in the market? Like, 'cause I don't keep up with that part too much. You know, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
All right, we gonna shut the fuck up.
But no, man, hey, I'm soaking up the game. I know Alicia sitting over there. She's like, okay, I'm learning a little something, you know.
We got Alicia now. We got her. If she,
Oh yeah, she gonna be straight, man.
Yeah.
She gonna be straight.
Like
you be good, girl.
you in your 20s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 23.
Like
so-
listen, so you literally half my age right now. If you started doing any of what I'm talking about, like
Straight.
tomorrow, you would be damn near a millionaire by the time you're my age.
We ain't figuring out this shit.
I've been looking into that actually because I had a conversation with somebody. I was talking about our music, and he was dropping some gems on me too. And it was a random I ain't gonna lie, you be meeting people when you supposed to meet them though. But we talked about Bitcoin. We talked about like you say, he said get $100, you know, put it in Bitcoin and let it just sit there. Over time, it flips into more money. He was telling me basically, he said, because cash and all this stuff, it's not gonna be a use for when the world and the government changes what we're finna get ready to go through. They ain't gonna want us to use cash, and they gonna be a it ain't gonna be no way. They want everything to be digitally. They want everything. What?
Nah, go ahead.
No, what you guys say?
Not that. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
But if
I'm gonna tell you like this.
I think we missed that way.
So no, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin.
I'm just
right
from the beginning.
Yeah. So a buddy of mine, this was back in 2016. You could do the research. I'm pretty sure Bitcoin was about $600 per Bitcoin. However, there was no digital trading platforms like Robinhood or Coinbase or any of those for you to do it. So you had to have a device, a crypt locker, right, to put your currency in. And Mark Brown back then was like, nigga, money that I can't touch, that's not, and I don't have access to it, and I can't pull it out of an ATM. I wasn't rocking with that. Shame on me, because like at that time, like I had just got an Army bonus. I could have took 10 grand of that and bought Bitcoins, right? And them things over $100 each today, 100,000 each today.
Yeah, 100,000 each.
Right?
Now back
Easy.
in 2005, when I was in Iraq, they was like half a fucking cent.
Yeah.
But we was so young. I'm like, what the fuck is Bitcoin?
Nobody knew.
What you say? We like this some scam shit.
One of my
What you
niggas I
say?
was in Iraq with, we was in a tent, and he kept like, "Hey man, but you know, I'm always like, you get rich quick scheme. I ain't got time for that boom boom." And that nigga did that shit. I think that nigga, and we got a bonus over there. And everything, yeah. But that nigga, he bought like.
So hold up, Brett. Hold up 1 second. So see how he's got that up, and it's 106,000 right now.
Yeah.
Today would be your day to put $100 into that right now. Matter of fact, watch this.
It's my sign. I've been seeing this stuff all week. Y'all brought it up again.
Now hold up.
Long story short,
So you see this, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, watch this. We're gonna go to Bitcoin just like he just did. Because that thing, like he said, it's 106,000. So right now, that's what I'm gonna put in there today. By our next episode, I'm gonna show you this value. Right? That's done. Boom. Right? The next episode that we do on here, the next Friday or whenever we do the show, I'm gonna show you. Do you know why I bought it? This is called buying the dip. If you'd have looked at Bitcoin about 5 days ago, it was trending down, but it was still over 120,000.
Mhm.
Right? So here's the thing that you want to do with if you got the Robinhood app, right? Hold on, let me get this 290 off my screen. In the top corner up here, there's a little bell. So I'm going to click on this bell. It gives me two options. Okay. The options are price moves below 100,000 and price moves, and you can edit this to change and do it however you want. But for me, I got price moves above $120,000 and the price moves below $100,000. All right. So I'm going to get notified whether it's in the middle of the night or not. And I'm going to wake up. And if that thing is over 100 and what was it just at 108, 106? Okay. So it's at 106. So already today, with me just putting that $1,000 in there, I'm losing $9.28. That's okay. Because I'm not worried about that, because there's a little line that you got to pay attention to. There's a little dotted line that goes across the screen. This is where it started. This is where it dipped down to, right? And if you look at that dip, you see it slowly trending back. Which direction?
Going up.
Up. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not trying to give you financial advice. I just watch those trends like that. And I know that at some point, it's going to have to get back to that line right there. And when it does, that means you can scroll over, right? That was at 109,000. So at some point, I'm going to make $3,000 off of that.
I just be so scared, man. God damn.
But this is okay. So let me
take risk and profit, my brother.
I'm gonna put 1,000 today. I gotta reactivate my account.
So hold on.
I just stayed away from Bitcoin because it just went out of control. It's like, damn.
So let me ask you this, right? So think about all the money that you might spend on fast food, on Grubhub, Uber Eats, on
my cars,
a TV subscription, right? Anything that you like.
My cars.
I just want it, right? You gotta like sacrifice some of those things only for a few months, and then have it in your mind, like build up $1,000. Have it in your mind that you already lost it. That's how you play the stock market, so that you appreciate your gains, and it's okay to lose, but you never sell. You don't, like, even when it's losing, you don't sell it. Just hold it. Just hold it. If you got to hold it forever, hold it. Right. So that shit can go to zero tonight for all I care. I still own at zero. When it goes back the other direction, I'm gaining all of that. You understand what I'm saying? So no matter what, it's there. And then if you like, I just don't, it's not worth the risk to me. Get your money back. Wait for it to get back to your money, then pull it out. But I like the long game. And for Bitcoin, though, that's not a long game thing, right? Like at this stage, I don't have it to buy a whole Bitcoin, $100,000 just dropping it on there, right? I don't have that. So I'm not going to do that. But what I can do is ride the wave with what I can afford. And that was $50. Put that there. If that shit ticks up to 100 and that's what works for you, boom, pull the 50 out, right? And let that other 50 keep riding. Right? It's little shit like that. But like you also got to be paying attention. Like I be talking and looking at that shit throughout the day. Like, yeah,
$500. What the fuck?
yeah. And I watch percentage points, right? So
And that's what I like, man. I was about to like I was going to match you, but my damn account deactivated. I might be like, nigga, I could do it too. That's playing.
yeah,
Nah, but I would be like, because I think I put too little money in it. And
Hmm.
it just don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah. So okay. So when you look at something like Bitcoin, right? So I'm in the thousands place. So that's at a 6 right now.
Mhm.
So when it moves full percentage points, that thousands place is going to move drastically.
Yeah.
If you're in the hundreds place, so say you spent 100, right? You're in that 748 category. Every time it moves a half a percentage point or like a point, small like a cent, basically, it's gonna be affected there. But like if that shit jumps up tomorrow to $110,000,
That's $3,000.
you understand what I'm saying? $4,000 I just made. All right. So, but if it drops to
102.
102 or 100,000 flat, I'm losing, right? So it is what it is, man. Like,
now don't listen to us now. Don't be dropping $1,000 now.
no, I'm not saying do that. But what I'm saying is like your side money's like the end goal should be to have money that's working for you while you're asleep.
Yeah.
Your money should be making money at all times.
You know what my thing is? I be trying to find I lost more money trying to invest in the next best thing.
You got to play them long ETFs, play the long term, right? Find companies that are invested where it says their pool.
That's what I messed up.
Let me just show you what
I was trying to find the next Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not choosing this one. I'm just pulling it up to give you an example. So this is Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. It's $611.50 per share of this. And what's good about Robinhood, you can put $25 in there. You get a partial share, right? But then if you do $25 every month for 2 years, you might have 2-3 whole shares. Then that company turns around and gives profit sharing in the form of dividends back to you, right? And it may be like $2 they give back to you, right? But over the long term, that money starts to compound on top of yourself. Next thing you know, $2 is $4, $4 is $20, $20 is $46, and so on and so on and so on.
I need you to text me what you got your stocks in. Just like whatever.
So right now I am I'm liquid in Robinhood, which means I pulled my money out of all but two stocks, because whenever Trump announces tariffs, you notice the market looks steady and then there's a sharp dip, right? So I pulled it out, but I'll show you.
Tell them about that Dogecoin.
Oh God, I made so here. And this is not me braggadocious and all of that, but like I'm just showing you what's actually in there for my account. Right. All right. So that's almost $15,000 that I liquidated from different ones. Here's what I'm currently investing in. These are the 3 things. Right. One of them is ChargePoint. That's the EV station. I've lost. Do not buy this stock. Do not. So ChargePoint, Johnson & Johnson is a good one. So you want to look for companies that's got long histories in the market, long stable histories in the market, right? So like you make your investment in there and they pay a dividend. So I usually don't do a bunch of individual stocks. I find ETFs like the one I just showed you, and I would just go buy, I don't know, 4 or 5 of the shares at $340 something, and then put on drip.
The term ETF is the term of the companies that you invested in.
Yeah. So like let's go back to the ETF because I didn't finish breaking it down. So so ETF like this one, the Vanguard S&P 500. Here you'll see it says they have 507 holdings, right? And you scroll up, and this tells you how their portfolio. So they are basically you, right? They are you. you would want to invest if you had millions of dollars. They are diversified across, let's see, they have 35.69% in technology, they have 13% in financial services, 10% is going to consumer cyclical. They have 10.5 in communications, 8.8% in healthcare, 7.52 in industrials, 4.91% in consumer defense, 2.9% in energy, 1.94 real estate, 2.35 utilities, and then 1.58 basic materials. So they are investing all across the different sectors. They do that because if one sector completely bottoms out, all these other things are lifting it up, right? So they're protecting investors. Then what you want to look at down here is their 30-day yield, and then their P&E, profit versus expenditures, P&E ratio. It's at 28.73, right? Which is less than 30, which is ideal according to people who do the stock market regularly. And then their expense ratio is 0.03%. And their 30-day yield is 1.12%. So you're making back $1.10 off of every dollar that you invest over a 30-day period, right? Minus their expense ratio of 0.03, right? And that's for this one in particular. And it's $611 a share. So if I was to drop 10 grand on that and leave it for the next 10 years, right? Every year I'm pulling in, I don't know, another $1,000. And then that money will start to compound on top of each other. Then the 1,000 will become 3,000 and so on and so on. Right. But there's some that are a little bit more risky, right? They have a higher yield, meaning like their return to investor might be like 7%, right? But they are taking more risks. So they are more risk to lose some of your money, right? So you have to, like, going to do one of those, you really got to watch it, but it could be fruitful. So that $10,000, I'm making $700 every month on. You understand what I'm saying? Or $700 a year on. And then the next year is going to be more because I'm dripping it, right? So that's my investment, just basically dividend reinvestment plan or whatever. So the money is automatically going back to buy more of that same stock and more, because they pay you basically for you putting money in there to help own these companies. They pay you just for owning the stock. That's what a dividend is, right? So they're paying you back with interest, and some of those interest rates are high, but they are risky. They are making changes and doing things to try to make their company more money, right? But you benefit and you lose with them. So there's a lot to that, man. But you got to get it. You got to get it to. And thanks, like Have bought up Dogecoin, and Brett bought up like the get rich quick thing. So I bought in Dogecoin when that shit was less than a nickel. It was less than 5 cents. I bought a lot of it. If you remember, I bought a lot.
That's what I was looking for, like the next Bitcoin, right? But I
And then that shit jumped up to 40, almost 40 cents, right? And I was like, you know what? That peak is high enough for me. I'm gonna take that and get the fuck out, right? That was 10 grand, a 10 grand decision. And I'm glad I pulled it out then, because it sure enough started to go back the other way, right? And now it's holding steady, I think somewhere around 27 cents. But anyway, so I still would have profited off it. But like you have to watch and just make the decision on your own, what's in your best interest. But for me, everything that's in there does not hurt my family, doesn't affect my mortgage. You know, I'm living fine, right? So that's you gotta take the time to save, specifically knowing you. It's like going to the casino.
Yeah. Like now I can do it. You know what I'm saying?
But it's literally like going to a casino, right? Mm-hmm. If you go into a casino, let's say you go into the casino with $200, you've already put it in your mind that you're okay with losing the $200, right? That's literally what the stock market is, except it's better odds and less risky.
I tell people that all the time, you gotta have money to lose to like invest, like really. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta not even think about that. Like the money you want to invest, You know, some people they go for broke. They put every goddamn thing in
Nah,
that.
but there's no excuse. You could do this shit with $1.
Yeah,
You can do $1 a week or whatever you want to do. You just gotta find.
You gotta put like, I got
stick with it, right? Turn that. Calm down.
that's what I need to do. But I lost money investment more than anything, but I didn't do my research either on whatever the fuck I was investing.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not trying to tell you what to invest in. For me, I know that the long-term gains are better. Yeah. And then these things, because you're gonna have to set, and everything I do, I set beneficiaries. So if something happens to me, this account just doesn't go away into the ether and they take my money back. That account goes to my kids, but it doesn't go to my kids. This account doesn't go to my kids until they're 25 years old. So they're 10 now. So that gives this 15 years to compound interest over however much time. And then that money that I showed you, the reason I was comfortable liquidating is because if you have Robinhood Gold, which is $5 a month, right? You earn 3.75% interest on money that's just sitting there. So while the market is doing that dip, I'm contemplating and looking at where I want to move my money to next. But while that's happening, it's gaining interest, right? So give you an example because it tells you right here, right? So lifetime interest paid versus interest occurred this month. Now keep in mind, I just liquidated that 2 days ago. The interest that is secured already is $14 in a matter of days. So in a year's time, if I don't decide to put that same amount of money into across the board and other stocks, right? That's gonna be a healthy amount of money in interest just for having money there. Your bank pays 0.2% or some shit like that. Matter of fact, let me look up real quick. Like your average savings account. I got a savings account. You know how much money is in that shit? $500. Because that savings account does not make me any money at all.
Right.
So Robinhood is now my savings account. So my car breakdown, I can pull liquid from here the same way I could from a bank. Right? Except I'm making way more interest. So let me see average savings account. Yeah, a lot of people don't do this stuff just because they're afraid. So here we go. Traditional savings account today, 0.40 annual percentage. A high yield savings account, the national average is 1.72% APY. 1.72%. That's $1.72 on every dollar, on every $100 that you have in the bank.
I got what you're doing. Yeah. You're just using your investment accounts because it's going to keep generating more.
Yeah. And when the Fed changed the rate, they lowered it by 0.25%. That's why it's 3.75. It was 4%.
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying? So they can play that game. Now, when it goes down, like if they lower the interest rates to the point where they're on par with like my regular savings account, then I'll just, I don't know, spread it back across ETFs again.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, I will find us the person to get on here and like really break this stuff down though. So that way you got, but like you got to invest something, man. You got to just watch, like take $100, watch that shit grow.
I got like $70 from my crypto account.
Hey,
I did
in your crypto account?
It's something. It's something. It could be something.
It's something.
I'm in XRP.
I get back on Robinhood though. My brother used Robinhood.
Yeah. So why should I tell you though? So either I'm gonna have a horror story for you the next time we talk about the $1,000 that I put on.
It is what it is. That's what you're saying. You got to be able to lose them.
But you see, so you'll see that line. That line is where it started at for the day, right? And sometimes they have pre-market, so the curve will be a little bit up, but it at least has to get back to that baseline at some point, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because people are investing in Bitcoin, right? But over the past few months, that shit been on its way to 200K.
I guess
Right?
I'm gonna put a
We
little
just,
something in.
we just in some, you know, some tumultuous times with, you know, our fearless
I'm gonna put a little,
leader.
our fearless leader.
That's what that nigga want to be so bad. Oh, look at it. Look at his hair. Isn't it amazing? Oh, look how strong people love him. He rules with an iron fist. Wouldn't it be amazing if we had it like that in the U.S.? No, it would not.
Yeah, he just met with the president of Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? So they're straight.
Hey, we're gonna keep blowing up boats from Puerto Rico, and you're gonna live with it. Yeah,
Yeah, he met the president of Puerto Rico.
it is what it is, man. Let me get in here though. I
Yeah,
appreciate y'all so much.
Hey,
I'm out, checking out.
been working on my DJ and shit. Yeah, y'all want a mixtape?
Hey,
Hey, wasn't you doing that too? You was
oh yeah, I DJ too.
Oh,
I
okay.
still-
All
I
right.
still
Well,
DJ.
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna battle with my nigga now, but you know.
yeah, I still DJ.
DJ Q from fucking DJ.
DJ. My DJ band was DJ Hitman. I was Hitman. Yeah, I spin all the hits.
I'm just Brett.
Brett on the tables tonight, y'all.
Yeah, man. So until next time, man. It's been good. I hope
right.
y'all soaked up all the knowledge that was given. And we out.
Peace.
Much love and respect.